Oh, well, hello. Yes, honey. I I'm actually over here multitasking. I woke up maybe about a good hour ago. Mm-mm-mm. Somebody's work that I'm doing right now require cherry seeds. hmm So we're gonna multitask, but I don't want to be rude and I don't want to be spitting out seeds for too long with you guys. So I'll try to keep this video short. I just got out of the motherfucking shower and honey, I'm about to start my night. Who you doing? It is like 100 degrees here. So in the daytime, I do all my sleeping. I was up probably until 11 o'clock this morning doing work. And then I went ahead and took my ass to sleep. I woke up about maybe 6:30 and got some things together. There you go. But anyway, so I wanted to stop through here, of course, because we're doing a lot of healing work right now. And of course, in the process of healing, come on, Jaliel, who you doing? In the process of doing healing work, things always come up for the person who do the work. Because of course, I'm affected by the energy that I'm putting out there. This is why I always tell you, just because you have some coin for me don't mean I'm going to do the work because I have to land that, okay? You do too, but I have to land it because I'm doing the work for you initially. Who you doing? So, you guys, and I bring this up because, of course, I'm still in the healing process with a lot of stuff myself. Of course, one of my recent things is my sister passing away in December, and it honestly, it doesn't even seem. It seems kind of like it seemed like already a year ago, but it's still fresh. And it took me even to now, I think it's what, about 6 months now, to actually look at my sister's pictures. Like people, they would say, oh, here's, people share pictures of her on Facebook. People would talk about her and just, I grieve differently. And I think everyone grieves differently. Like nobody grieves the same. But for me, when I'm going through things that I have to realize or have an awakening with, like there's a process I go through. And like, so one of the things for me, I cannot look at my sister's pictures, but I've been trying to get myself into looking at her pictures more and 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 more. And I think for me, because of course I'm an open book with you guys, that's why I come here and I share these things with you guys. With me, it's more so, I don't even have to even go into that, but it's more so for me not being able to see her the way that she looked while I'm here on this earth, if that makes any sense. So, of course, I was going through something last night. I was reading something, her obituary. And I want to share some with you guys because, of course, I've been, there's a lot of changes that I've been going through for the past, we'll say the past year, a lot of great changes. And I was just kind of just like in thought last night. And that's how her obituary popped up. So I knew it was her like nudging at me, trying to say, hey, ooh, 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 ah, ah. And I paid attention. And I made these things because, of course, what people don't know is, I'm gonna share a secret here before it comes out. I have online stuff and I have in-person stuff. And the stuff that I teach in person, I try to keep very separate from the stuff I teach online, because the stuff that I teach online, because it's video accessed, like I feel like YouTube and these platforms that have these videos, I feel like they can moderate these videos and go through these videos and determine what they want to put out there and stop ultimately what they don't want to put out there. Because there's a class that people were paying for that, y'all, it took me almost 2 months. Come on, CJ, how you doing? It took me almost 2 months, y'all, to be able to post that video. I had to record that video so many times, and people can say what the fuck they want to say. But me talking about this with other people that are also YouTubers, and they were like, yeah, they will do that. Girl, excuse me, it will stop the inside of my nose is fucking itching, honey. But yeah, so they were basically trying to stop me from putting that video out there. So I had to, dissect and re-record what I wanted to put in there, so that way it could post, so people wasn't thinking that I was playing with them. And that's what I was telling people. When it comes to classes, it takes me some time to put them together because, it's through YouTube. In person is a whole nother story. So I actually have here for my I'm probably going to flip it around. What I have here my stuff for my classes that are in person, and they're a little more expensive because we talk about some more heavier stuff. Like for those who took my online classes and you're like, "Ooh, this class is some deep shit." Imagine that times 20. In person, it's a whole new story because it's a whole new story. On the internet, you don't know who's out there. There's a lot of undercover people out there that will come in and try to do shit. And of course, my spirits have stopped it. Some people have paid for classes and they were not able to take the classes for whatever reason. And I know that was all spirit coming in and saying they'll need to take it. This is the yerba mate. Anyway, so I'm going to read something from my sister obituary, y'all, because of course, like I said, I'm going through my little healing stuff. And for those of you right now, honestly, I want to do a call in maybe next week. For those of you who are going through your own healing stuff with recovering from someone transitioning in your life and even going into breakups. Because I feel like, honestly, you know, this is what people, I don't think people understand. Like the process of death happens on different levels. And it's not always someone physically leaving this world. It could be someone once being in your life, no longer being here anymore. It could be somebody being in your life and you guys break up and they're like, fuck you, delete me, don't talk to me, they block you, whatever the case. That is a form of death as well. Going into even having a father, a mother, and they just leaving you. That's a form of death too. Going even to best friends or friendships and that just ending just out the blue. Those are all different process of death to me, because death doesn't mean, you know, someone actually decaying and falling off. It's actually an end to something. And it's usually an end of something, but a beginning of something else. So, like I said, next week I want to do a call in for people who are dealing with current or recent losses. And of course, talking about this stuff do help you heal. You know, you expressing yourself, you telling people what is in your heart, it helps you heal. Trust me. Without YouTube, without you people reaching out to me in the beginning, without you guys sending me your cards, without you guys sending me emails, text messages, phone calls, like I said, I don't know where I would be at right now. I would not be on YouTube. I know that for sure, though. So I want to kind of, like I said, read something about my sister, because I don't feel like people privately, not you guys, because you guys don't know her, obviously, but privately, I don't feel like during my sister's celebration of life, because that's what funerals are, you know, that's why the word fun is in front of funerals. I don't think that people exalted her the way that she should have been exalted, in my opinion. Like my sister was more than just Instagram. And when I read this, y'all gonna understand. She was more than just Instagram. She was more than just Facebook pictures. Like she was hardworking, she was dedicated, she was loving, she was about other people winning. And like I said, I think we get this from our mother, because that's what we have in common is my mother. And I think my mother get it from her mother, and then her mother got it from her mother, and so forth and so forth and so forth. And then of course, even going into the sense of my grandfather, my mother's dad, he was a hustler. Like this man had 19 kids plus, and all his kids take care of, honey. He worked, he had multiple jobs. Like my grandfather was very, 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 very smart. And of course, his whole family was. Like they all had real estate, they were doctors, they were successful business owners, all that good stuff. And even now there's stuff that's out there that my family is still doing their research on in other places that in our mind, we're like, how the fuck did our ancestors even know about that place? How, you know, in our mind, because of course we know about ships and we know that people flew, you know, what, the 50s and the 60s. But even before that, it's like, so were they taking ships over there and coming back, or did they keep people over in that country? So, you know, we're doing just research on our family more in depth. But anyway, so I want to use this to cover, like I said, I want to just share this, guys, with you guys. I just want to share this with you guys. Let me share this with you guys. And I'm using my tea to kind of cover her pictures. Okay, you know, there's haters on the line, bitch, and that's fine. They do their own research and find it. So anyway, so on April of 1991, the life of beautiful Jay began because boys seemed to dominate her generation within the family. It was a pure joy when this little bouncing baby girl came into the world. She was destined to be spoiled by the entire family, which she motherfucking was, honey. What are you doing? Jay attended several schools within 2 different unified school districts. She obtained her first job by the age of 16 at McDonald's. Yeah, my sister had her first job at 16 at McDonald's. And the crazy thing about it is her best friend, and that's how she met her best friend, and they both started at the same time, but my sister left and went into other things, y'all, like the healthcare industry. And her friend stayed there, and that's when they ended up becoming a McDonald's store owner, girl. She hated it, but girl, listen, I loved it because I got free food. How you doing? Yes, girl. Anyway, where she worked for several years. Eventually, she left the Golden Arches and began her career in home health care, caring for disabled adults. In 2001, Jay joined the Falcons Youth Football and Cheerleading Organization, leading her cheer squad to several championships. My sister at that time, y'all, was probably 20 or 21, like 20 going on 21. And she was a cheerleading coach, not an assistant, a cheerleading coach for a major football and cheerleading organization. If anybody know about the Falcons Youth, honey, just like what is it, the Titans and all some good stuff. Like it's not just Northern or it's not just your city. Like it's a whole bunch of branches, right? And everybody's in the organization. So she led her cheerleading squad to several championships, y'all, like around California. I think they went to Utah. I think they went to Texas. I think they went to like somewhere on the East Coast at 20 years old. Like that was a great accomplishment. 20 years old, y'all. Like, come on now, honey. Okay. In March of 2010, she became a mother of a boy. And of course, she experienced much joy at being a motherhood. She was good at being a mother, that she was blessed to have triple the happiness in December 2012 when she had her two twins. Now, y'all remember those two twins, honey. Bad as hell, bitch. I still got those motherfucking videos, y'all, of them spitting, y'all. He's still greedy, too. Matter of fact, we got kicked out of Subway, y'all, 2 weeks ago because we went to Subway. He got his shoes. Girl, he went to the car. Got a water bottle, y'all, came back into the store and filled the water bottle up with the juice. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I said, my sister, she would have whooped that ass, honey. But anyway, Jay was by far a social media socialite. Honey, she had so many friends. Honey, she took so many pictures, uploading well over 1,000 selfies on her Facebook and IG account. Okay. And we said 1,000 because that's where we stopped at. Because, bitch, 1,000 is a large number. You sit there counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And she kept her pictures recent, too. My sister loved the fucking camera. She loved it so much, bitch, to where we got into arguments sometimes because some days, you know, I'm not interested in being on camera, taking pictures. I'll do videos with pictures. People can't see you in the movement. And she would like try to take pictures. I'd be like, girl, we ain't taking no pictures today. And I remember one time we went out to go eat. And this heifer, y'all, I think I had a sinus infection. But I don't know. I wasn't feeling too good. But I got out and I said, let me take her to go get something to eat. Because she loved eating too, honey. But anyway, girl, she pulled out that motherfucking camera and was snap, 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 snap. And I said, girl, her and my best friend got that in common too. That shit irritates me. I don't like pictures like that. Video's a whole nother story because people can see the message behind the video with pictures. People see a picture and they see your eye like this and shit, or you got a booger hanging out. In their mind, they're gonna be like, what the fuck, this bitch look crazy. In a video, you could be like, oh, my wig is crooked today. Or, I'm not feeling too good. Like you could say that. In a picture, you can't. So either way, she was very confident in the beauty that she was blessed to possess. My sister had perfect, when I tell y'all perfect teeth, I'm trying to get in with her dentist right now, but he got a long ass wait list, bitch. Her teeth was perfect, y'all. No gaps, no spacing, white, strong tooth. But like, girl, you would have thought that my sister had fake teeth because they were so fucking perfect. And I think even one time she mentioned something about getting some damn veneers or something. And I was like, girl, if you don't veneer your ass over there and sit down, bitch. Okay? So anyway, and she loved to tap in. That was her favorite word, tap in. Tap in, everybody. Who wants to come? Tap in. Who wants to barbecue on Sunday? Tap in. I'm thinking about throwing a dinner. Tap in. That was her favorite word. And with her friends and family, often letting you know that family's all that she got. And of course, she always said that, y'all. Family's all we got. We all we got. But of course, that ain't motherfucking true. Because, bitch, like right now, even going into her motherfucking friend, bitch, she got highly offended because I don't fuck with people in my family like that. Not everybody. Some of them I'm cool with. A lot of them, bitch, I don't really fuck with them, bitch, because they're a little too messy for me, dramatic, and they like to talk shit and they like to, say shit, and then people come and say, oh, she said, and blah, blah, blah. So, bitch, we don't do that. I show up to an event, hi, hi, hi. Even going into something happened like 2 or 3 months ago, y'all, because we got a family reunion that's coming up. And people are like, are you going? No, because we have the whole year to interact, and people don't interact. I went to an event, y'all, like 2 or 3 months ago. I didn't want to go. Let's be real. I didn't want to go, bitch. Matter of fact, I was late to a client's, okay? I was late to a client's house because I did it. And I only just people say, girl, this your family. Show up and show your support, even for 2 minutes. So, y'all, I show up. And everybody, their mama and their daddy and great-great-grandmother was there. Out of 500 people that were there, maybe 100 of them actually came up and say, hey, who? The rest of them, girl, they looked and they kept doing their thing. So, before I left, I made it clear. And I said, honey, this is why I don't do gatherings. Because, bitch, you don't got to like me because I don't like your ass either. And honestly, there's nothing that I did to you and there's nothing that you did to me. But, of course, jealousy come into play. Because I'm young, I don't have a criminal record. My life was about building up my spiritual stuff. And people just, I guess because I'm so aggressive and I'm so passionate about what I do and how I speak, some people get very offended by that. And they take it as an offense, or that I think I'm too good. And it's like, I've never said that. I have my choices, just like you have your choices. Just because you want to lay down with pigs and do things with pigs, and then you want to sit here and cry about why your life is not where it should be, don't mean that I have to do the same. With me, I take a responsibility and accountability for my life. And this is exactly why I'm very mindful about who I deal with and how I deal with them. So I choose not to fuck with certain people. Certain people are not about working and doing what they love. Certain people are about living life and use people and abuse people. That's not my story. So a lot of them, like I said, that I meet privately and personally, or privately and publicly, is usually some type of competitive thing. And I think everybody go through competition, and that's when I keep doing my thing, and then people just get so irritated to we clash. And I think that's what happened with me and one of my close people. See, that's why I said I like a boss bitch. I like a boss bitch and a boss niggle, because boss people that are kings and queens, like, you could be in a room full of people just like you, but you don't view it as a competition. You view it as a way to reach out and say, hey, honey, how you doing? Hey, who, I'm this too, let's collaborate together if that's what you want to do. I'm not interested in that. But, hey, honey, I see you, good luck to you. I'll say a prayer for you. And that's what you see. But for people who are like weak and beneath that, it becomes a competition. And even when you're trying to befriend them and stuff, they view it as, oh, bitch, she's trying it still. And then eventually you bump heads, and then all of a sudden your friendship ends. And I learned that in my life. I can speak for myself, but that's what tends to happen. When I meet other people that are spiritually inclined, when I meet other people that are, quote unquote boss bitches, not all of them, because like I said, I'm friends with them, and there's a very few of them because they're very comfortable within themselves, they're very secure within themselves, and they know that whether or not they get clients or whatever the case, bitch, there's no competition, bitch. You are who you are, you're gonna get who you're gonna get, I'm gonna get who I'm gonna get. But anyway, but like I said, the basic people or the weak people, they become very upset and they want to fight you for some reason. It's just like, even if somebody was talking shit about you, who cares? Who cares? You talked about, you thought about. Who gives a fuck? Somebody talking about how dry your wig look, how nappy it is, how you look, how blah, blah. Like, who cares? You have to be happy with you. You have to be content with you. And when you're not content with you and someone says something that may stir up a nerve, then bitch, you become combative. And like I said, going into even my sister friend, we were both doing sideline stuff. Like, I do my spiritual stuff, but I tell you guys, it's not the only stuff that I do. And there's something that we do together, right? And it became a very competitive thing, you guys, to where this person, nope, I got about like 5 minutes. This person would be like, oh, today I made 150. And I'd be like, oh, okay, keep doing my thing, blah, 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 blah. And then, oh, okay, then she'll start counting her money, y'all, like while we're on the phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5, 10 there, 20 there, oh, 5 there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, didn't think nothing of it. And then one time in particular, You guys, one time in particular, I remember this. We had to go to the exact same place. And she told the person that we were going to go see, if this person show up, don't do anything with them because blah, 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 blah. So she was joking though. Well, this is what I think. I showed up, you guys, and me and the individuals got very combative to where we started like fighting and arguing. And I was like, honey, I don't know what's going on with you today. But you see, not me and the girl, but me and the person that she was talking to, telling them don't fuck with me and stuff. We became very combative. And I'm just like, wait, what is going on? This is something not right. And I asked myself, well, what's going on with you today? Because you got a little bit of an attitude, and I don't do well with that, bitch. You're not gonna fuck up my day. You're not gonna take away my motherfucking joy. But what the fuck's going on? And then they said, well, somebody came by and said blah, 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 and then it hit me. It fucking hit me. I said, wait a minute, let me call her. I picked the phone, I called her, and I said, girl, somebody was describing you, and they were saying, and she said, oh, I was joking. I said, girl, but do you know that this person got read to filth and now they're about to lose their job because of what you just did? Well, it's not that serious. No, it's very much serious, girl, because I showed up there and they were very disrespectful to me, and I don't like to get out of pocket. So anyway, girl, that was just one example. So then it came to the point to y'all to where we were literally becoming so competitive to where people were actually just giving me shit. Like, I don't drink, y'all, but people always give me alcohol and stuff. Don't ask me why. I typically save it or I give it to my spirits, but I don't drink liquor or alcohol or any of that. To where people were giving me like Patron, y'all, which is very expensive. People were gifting me Patron. They were gifting me tequila. They was gifting me Remy Ma, like just crazy shit, y'all. And that's when around that time, we just bumped head, and I said one thing that was not even offensive, you guys, and she counteracted it with an offensive statement, and then now we're not talking. It's been like 2 weeks now. And then I thought to myself, that's what it is. That competition was too much for her because she was expecting me to give into whatever it is that she was doing, and I wasn't. Even going on to these people on this internet, girl, it's a very competitive industry, especially if this is the only type of work that you do, and this is not the only type of work that I do. Unfortunately, but fortunately, my bills are paid through means of other tea. Who you doing? And it is what it is. But people are becoming very competitive, which is fine because it's healthy to be competitive, sportsmanship, good sportsmanship. But when you try to take it outside of context and you want to do other things like, let's say, for example, the spiritual stuff, how you're magic or you do witchcraft on people, but your get backs or your comebacks are physical shit to where you're out here digging up shit and you're trying to shut down videos and shit. Like, how does that look? Like, that looked like somebody got your ass right together and you're very upset and angry about that. And that's okay. Because, bitch, I still sleep at night. Bitch, my business ain't affected by it. My relationships ain't affected by it. Bitch, I still have healthy relationships with not just myself, but my family and my friends. And, of course, my business partners and associates like you guys. So either way, like I said, competition is very good. But sometimes people take it to the next level and you don't really see it for what it is. And that's not me, thinking I'm better than someone else, because people always like, for the past 2 months, people have been saying that a lot. Like, bitch, you talk like you think you're better than everybody else because you talk about your life being so this and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, bitch, that's my life. You can't get mad at me, bitch, because you got 3 tickets in the past 2 years. Bitch, but you know how to drive. You can't get mad at me, bitch, because you make all this money, but you're still living at home with your mama and always talk about how you trying to cover up money and you spending your money on stupid shit. Why are you mad at me for that? That's not my fault. You should be out here doing your own investing on yourself to better yourself. And that's why I always tell people do things behind an addiction or illness. So that's why I always tell people, reevaluate. And I'm only talking about all this stuff too right now because we're talking about healing. And there's a lot of obstacles and there's a lot of things that are in front of people because of things they have not let go. And it could be from when you were a kid as well, because you thought you got over that. You thought that when you were 5 years old, your auntie telling you to get out that cookie jar, that you got over that. Oh, I was a kid then, oh well. But no, that's probably why you're still an emotional person. It's probably why when people tell you no, you want to fight people. Because you go back to how your auntie told you to stay out that fucking cookie jar. And that goes in all aspects. So this is why I was telling people it's so important to do healing. And I'm going to talk about this as much as I can, whenever I get on my YouTube channel. Anything that relates to healing, we're going to discuss it because I think that is so important. And I think that going into, when people talk about the group, the Black group or African Americans, I think that African Americans need some major healing work. beyond anything. I don't think that the African American community or the Black community don't need no more fucking conscious people, no more motherfucking leaders and teachers. I think that people need to be given the tools to heal themselves, to go through, relive the process of when they were abandoned by their parents, their mother, their father, or their auntie, their uncle, when they were possibly violated in any way, shape, or form. Relive that, heal from that, and keep it moving. Allow yourself to experience that. And it depends on how deep it was, because like I said, some of my experiences, as I said before, I was never violated, maybe verbally, where people were telling me no and telling me off and, trying to get me to be how they wanted me to be. And bitch, I always knew who the fuck I was, and you weren't going to change that, obviously. But, I felt some type of way. Going into one situation, I had a cousin who's much older, because of course, my grandfather was one of the youngest of all of his siblings. He had like 9 siblings, and he was the one of the youngest. So he has brothers and sisters who have children that are like 60 and 70 years old right now, y'all. And so forth and so forth. So even I have third cousins that are like 10 years older than me. So either way, my mother had a first cousin, who everybody bought ice cream, y'all. But for some reason, this motherfucker was picking on me. Everybody bought them ice cream and Lucas and shit. You know what Lucas is. If you don't know what Lucas is, bitch, type it in the comment below. But everybody was buying motherfucking Lucas, y'all. And this traumatized me, bitch. I bought me some motherfucking Lucas, and this motherfucker snatched my Lucas out my damn hand and said, that got lead up in it. That shit is poisonous, and I'm not going to give it to you. So, bitch, I had to step back within myself. Okay, I was about 11 years old. I stepped back within myself. I stepped back from the situation, bitch. And I said, wait a minute. I'm the only one that he snatched the Lucas from, though, because they got Lucas. She got a Lucas ice cream. He got Lucas spaghetti. Like, why they got that shit and I got my shit taken away? So I asked him, because, they said I had a smart mouth when I was younger, but I didn't. In fact, I was very intelligent and I knew how to ask questions. And that's what they didn't like. Bitch, they didn't like that shit, girl. They thought I was dumb like the rest of the kids, bitch. And they said, oh, Miss Thing, this bitch got an attitude. But anyway, so I said, excuse me, why did you take my Lucas and everybody else got their Lucas? Well, don't worry about everybody else. You were the only one I was able to get from, so that's why I got it. No. So I told my mama. My mama checked him and said, these are my kids. If they spend them on, bitch, let me do this. You're not their father or their mother. So, but she came back to Lucas Shaw. I thought I got over that. This one time, I thought I got over that, right? But typically, who we are, our actions, our motivation, like, honestly, that experience was a little traumatic for me, but it motivated me to be the hardworking person I am, because in my mind, it made me think about, I don't want people to take anything away from me. Even going into the situations that my stepdad would always tell us, knowledge is power. And whatever you learn, whatever you keep within here and here, nobody could ever take that away from you. Nobody can ever take away your memories. Anybody can never take away anything you've ever learned, anything you've ever got any type of knowledge on. They can never take that away from you. So build that brain up and build that heart up. And I kid you not, that also with that situation, and not just the situation, it made me think that I don't want anybody to ever take anything away from me. I don't want anybody to take away my house, my car, my money, nothing. So that's what motivated me to be a hardworking, independent person that as I am. And even going into relationships, I tell this to people, like, I could have been married a long time ago. I could have been married at 19 fucking years old, bitch. I could have been married actually at 18 years old, and I would have probably still been married. Let's talk about it for a minute. But a lot of men don't like my mentality because I am a hardworking individual. And of course, people can say, well, that's a bad trait to have, especially when you're a woman. And then people can also go into the fact and be like, oh, this is not this, now you're trying to compensate for something. But that could definitely be true. Because I've had experiences that marked me for life, that I will never really get over, that made me want to work hard, that made me want to have my own and not be able to let people say, I gave it to you. And unfortunately, on the flip side as well, that has fucked up business opportunities, because I had sponsors when I had my other channel reaching out to me on a daily basis. And now they're starting to come back in to where they're like, I want you to wear this. I want you to do this. And I'll give this, that. And when people ask about it, you send them here. And I was just like, no, I don't want that. Because if you give me some type of stardom or fame off of that, and you decide to take it from me because I was too vocal and I called somebody a basic bitch, or called somebody a sausage sucking maggot, and you were like, whoa, we can't have that. Like, I don't want you to take that from me. And then all of a sudden I got this big ass backlash and all of a sudden there's shit going on. Like, so that's what I thought about. But on the other side, that could have definitely done more things for me, even outside of the public stuff. Because when you get in connected with these companies or these businesses, they also start to bring you in. And outside the spiritual stuff, I have intelligence. Okay, outside the spiritual stuff, I know about business. I went to school for business, as well as I grew up in that type of background. So I dated people that are very business minded and very successful at it, as well as I was raised by people who were very business minded, successful at that. As I said, with my biological father, number one, because a lot of people don't know my story, honey. But my biological number one, honey, you know, him and his brothers actually established fiber optics, right? And maybe back then maybe it was Ox Cable back then. But they actually were responsible for putting cable and all the good stuff back in the fucking 80s and shit, y'all. I want to say 1988, 1989. And now you got Comcast. Comcast bought them out. But they were one of the first people, and in fact, the first company in many states and some countries to establish cable TV there. Come on, and DSL. So, like I say, you know, I was raised with that type of mentality, and of course, it's in my DNA. But anyway, I fucked up some shit. But that's an experience, like I said, that made me do that things, and also kind of hurt my feelings when people would tell me no. You know, or when people are letting me go, honey, you know, when I worked for Sears and shit and McDonald's and Walmart, honey, you know, and the real estate place and stuff, well, I left that place. But when I got let go and shit, honey, it took me back to that childhood. And one of the places, bitch, I tore up that whole fucking owl, bitch. And they said, you lucky we don't call the cops on you. Bitch, they come, what they gonna do? Bitch, I knocked down your merchandise. Okay, it was an accident. Ha! What you gonna say, bitch? But anyway, but yeah. So healing is very important. Come on, Eliyahu, how you doing? Hey, Clayton, how you doing, honey? Yes, honey, we just sharing some tea here, honey. And we just sharing some tea. Like I said, we're about healing. We've done some healing work with people. Y'all, listen, we've been so good in this healing work, y'all, that it's allowed me to release some energy. And I've been cooking some home-cooked meals, y'all, since Sunday. And I'm about to cook right now, actually. It's gonna take me 15 minutes to cook what I gotta cook. And I gotta head out, y'all. I gotta go see my mama. Honey. Y'all see y'all mama today? Anybody call their mama today? Y'all called y'all mama. Y'all seen my mom, girl. Y'all, my mom took a vacation. Didn't even tell me, y'all. Let me tell you about this heifer right here. Remember when I called her that day, y'all? She said nothing. I'm sitting here watching TV. Well, she sounded like she was at home, but she wasn't. I called her tonight, y'all, because I've been texting a bitch. Ooh. Listen, I've been texting my mother since motherfucking Sunday, and I could call her that bitch because, bitch, what? She called me that, I call her that bitch. That's our relationship, bitch. Mind your business. Anyway, so, and where I come from, bitch is a term of endearment, just so you know. Just so you know. Bitch is a term of endearment. So either way, honey, I call her today, and she's like, I'm finally home. And I thought to myself, did she buy a new house and didn't tell me? What the fuck she finally home in? And I said, what do you mean you finally home? Yeah, I'm finally home. I finally arrived to the city. Oh, okay. So, you took a vacation. Okay. So I'm going back. Thursday was the day you left, didn't you? Because I contacted you on Thursday, no response. Friday, no response. Saturday, no response. Sunday, I called you, answered. And then today I'm hearing from you on Tuesday. Let me get up out of that. Anyway, I'm going to go see my mama. And yeah. So anyway, y'all, thank you all so much. I'm about to make me some good little, listen, I'll probably upload a picture on my Instagram, y'all. I'm going to make some sweet and sour, honey glazed, come close, sweet and sour, honey glazed chicken. Yes, girl, chicken breast. I'm going to show y'all. Yes, if you're on my snap, you're going to see it too. And I'm going to make some steamed vegetables, snow peas, snap beans, corn, broccoli. What else I got? I got Brussels sprouts, something called kiambi, I want to say. We're going to mix it all together, y'all. And I'm going to take it in my little toter, my little Tupperware to go. And bitch, we're going to be slamming that down with some half and half, honey. Please do it. Also, I sent out some more emails. Shout out to those who responded to the email that I sent out on Sunday about the classes. Yay! And also, like I said, I checked the email today and I got some response back. Not everybody responded back. I'll give you a couple of days to respond back to that. And also, shout out to those who be up on it too. A lot of people, y'all, they be, and before I go, now listen, I'm just gonna say this because see, I like to release y'all. I like to, because when you harbor these emotions within you, this is what causes you to become this will put you in distress. This will put you at a dis-ease. This will disconnect you from yourself. So I got to talk about this because when I keep this within me and I harbor it, then bitch, I might want to go around and 1, 2, 3, 4 amethyst clusters coming to your door. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Take that T right there. I'm that 1, 2, 3, 4. Bitch, get up off that motherfucking floor before I throw these amethyst crystals at your motherfucking door. Who you doing? So I just want to say this, okay? Because this is why I don't really fuck with a lot of people on a personal level. And I'm just going to say this because, I love my people. I love my people. But y'all don't have to try too hard. Don't try to act like you're there and you're not there. Don't try to act like you have to keep up with the mystics to be a part of the mistakes, if you know what I mean. You don't have to act that way. If you're still in the process of learning stuff, that's okay. We all gotta learn, bitch. Even what I know, I'm still learning every day. There's new experiences that come up because I tell people, the more you elevate, the more different experiences come to you. So no matter how much you know, what they say, the more you think you know, the less you actually do, which is true. But this is what I'm gonna say, because this will make me not want to deal with you on a personal level in any way, shape, or form. I don't care if you want me to check in on your mama. I don't care if you're a girl. I love my mama, so I love people who love their mama, and I want you to have a relationship with your mama and your daddy, because, bitch, I have one, and it's a beautiful thing. When you have true relationships with your mother, father, siblings, people that you grew up with, you came out the same pootie hole and all the good stuff, honey, it's a beautiful experience. And that's why I'm grateful, honey. Oh, God, thank you, God, for this storyline. Who you doing? But either way, for those who don't have their connections with their mothers, I encourage you to do work on that. I encourage you, because your mother and father is the root to your motherfucking tree. And how those roots started out is how that's how that tree is gonna grow up to be. So if your roots ain't strong, bitch, your tree gonna be falling over timber before it even has a chance to even fucking sprout. And that's what's going on with a lot of y'all. Your life is so fucked up now because, of course, your roots weren't strong. Mom and daddy weren't there. And of course, people say, well, I was raised by my grandmother. And I'm not putting your grandmother down or your grandfather down, because that takes a lot of guts to raise somebody else's kid. Can we talk about it? That's why we always talk about foster parents. Come on, and adoptive parents. It takes a lot of guts to do that, a lot of responsibility, and a lot of security. Now, we talk about people who do it for themselves, not for money. Come on now, because a lot of y'all talk about hoes and shit, but you a foster hoe. How about that? You're an adoptive hoe. You adopted and you foster, bitch, because they got some money for you, bitch. What about they take all that shit away? What you gonna do? Anyway, but if you do not have this relationship with the people who you were rooted, you have that placenta. You were in your mother's amniotic fluid. Can we talk about it, honey? You had your umbilical cord, bitch. Come on. Your sacral. Can we talk about it? Your sacral, in between your sacral and your solar plexus, connected to your mother's motherfucking root. Can we talk about it? And then to come out and not have her there, bitch, I have to tear you up each and every day you think about that. It has to tear you up. I cannot imagine that. So I encourage you, if you have a living mother or father, because you came out your father's seed. So just like trees, fruits and vegetables, beans, they have their seeds, and then vegetables should sprout out. You sprouted out your father's nutsack. Can we talk about it for a minute? His scrotum, his testicle, honey. Who you doing? So I encourage you to get that healing going. I encourage you to build a connection there, because that's going to empower you. That's going to give you confidence. That's going to give you security. That's going to give you knowingness. And not just that, because of course it's about support system as well. People outside of your household, you got to have friends and shit too that provide that safety net for you. But definitely work that out, because you are a duplicate or a replication of who they are. So I encourage you to work that out. But going back to what I was going to say so I can go. What I'm not going to do, and this is just me, because we're not going to point the finger, we're not going to blame nobody. What I'm not going to do, this is what I'm not going to do. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. What Mystic Persia is not going to do, what my spirit is not going to do, because it's too much for my spirit. What I'm not going to do, I'm not going to get in anybody's business that you're not paying me to be a part of, for one. And for two, I'm not going to be a part of anybody's information or whatever you think you have, just so it makes you feel good because someone like me needs you. Because I want to give you a correction, I really don't. So if you ever hit me up and say, hey, Mystic, I'm going to the Caribbeans and, there's an herb I know you love. And I'm going to the part of the Caribbeans that have this herb. It's a natural herb. Do you want me to send you some? Now, bitch, you hit me up. I didn't hit you up. I didn't say, girl, can you go over there? Because I know people over there. I know people out there in San Croix, honey, Jamaica. How you doing? Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, bitch, Hades. I know people that go to Hades regularly, honey. Even South America, bitch, Colombia, Venezuela, honey, Guyana. Anyway, so let's just say this. Let's go into it. And we can't forget Barbados and Grenada neither, honey. Okay. So I have people that are there that I can kindly write to and they would gladly send stuff over. Trust me, there's a lot of stuff we don't talk about on here. But what I'm not going to do is, if you're that type of person and you hit me up and you voluntarily say, and then we say, okay, well, I'll do this and that. I'll send you some coin because you don't got to do it for free, bitch. I pay my way. Okay. So you can say you did a motherfucking thing for a bitch. Yeah, you did it, but I paid you for it. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to entertain the idea, the fantasy within your head. Because, see, I'm an adult entertainer, and I learned that a lot of people got fantasies and fetishes. I'm not going to entertain the fantasy or the fetish within you that someone like me would need you for anything. So if you've hit me up before, we're just going to say this, because a lot of you have. If you hit me up before and you said, I'm going to make a crystal crown for you, we're going to let that go. That's 3 years ago. Shout out to the person, Robinisha. We don't know that's her real name because we know the name she gave us ain't her real name. We know that. But shout out to her. It's supposed to be making me my crown, my crystal crown. Still haven't got my crystal crown. It's been 3 years later. Okay, shout out to you. But if you ever hit me up and said, hey, I'm going to this and that, and, we're going to be doing a seminar and they're going to be selling da-da-da-da-da, and I'm willing to get you blah, 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 and you did not keep your word because life is not that damn busy, bitch. If I could be minding my business and put my business on hold to entertain your fakeness or your fake ass storyline, whatever the hell that is, I call people's storyline. When people have this fantasy within their head, that's their storyline. Like this guy, man, he was like, I have my own apartment. I used to have my own car. I lived in Austin, Texas, and then mysteriously, I'm like, well, what happened to all that? Well, I was robbed. My car got impounded. I lost my job, so my parents let me move back in with them. And the story was believable, y'all. But then I thought about it like, bitch, that was fucking 8 years ago, and you're still at home with your parents. No grown person is at where they don't want to be at. So coming to find out, he never had his own apartment because he was asking me, y'all, how to fill out a money order to pay his cable bill. And I'm like, well, when you had your own place, how did you pay your bills then, brother? Because I doubt you were going down into the cable company and shit to pay that. Because when you have your own shit, bitch, you got to work hard to keep your own shit, bitch. So you don't have that time to say, let me go take off today so I can go pay my cable bill. Like, girl, you have the phone, you got the mail. Like, girl, bye. So anyway, that was his fake little storyline. That's what made him feel better about being a bum. So going into that, I don't want you guys hitting me up, and we're just going to keep it nice and cute because, people are going to get offended by this. But if you're not real about what you're saying and doing, please don't hit me up about it. If you're not serious about getting work done, if you're not serious about doing anything, don't hit me up because you're honestly adding on to more of the bullshit than you are of actually benefiting me. Because of course we're busy with casework anyway, so no tea, no shade. So we're not out here begging for clients. We're not out here begging for that connection. There's no tea, no shade. I'm just telling you how it is. We're not begging for that connection. So, you're actually saving me some time when you're not hitting me up. No tea, no shade. Now, I love when people hit me up. I love when people are out here trying to get stuff done because, especially when you're serious, like, bitch, let's do it. But please do not hit me up if you're not serious. Please do not hit me up if you're just, what. Because like I said, especially if we've been on the phone for hours Like when it goes to us being on the phone for hours and I'm doing something, I'm on the phone with you, and I could just kind of be like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. But I'm a very personable person, a very personal person. I like to be personal with people, especially people that I love and I care about. So that's what we're not going to do. We're not going to be on the phone for hours. We're not going to connect. You're not going to sit here talk about how you're going to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'm not going through. Because at the end of the day, bitch, I'm going to look at you, and your word is your motherfucking bond. And if you're being fake and phony about that, then what else have you been fake and phony about? Are you really even into the spiritual stuff? Are you just doing this to be a watcher? Are you, if someone's sending, or someone, is someone sending you to spy? Are you actually in connections with other stuff? Because like I said, even going into one person that I'm talking about, and, he or she could comment if they want to. They can send me an email, or they can text me or call me. They got my number. But I find it ironic that a couple of months ago, they were reading down and shading and talking about privately how this person was too dramatic and too masculine, too drag queenish. And then yet, fast forwarding 3 or 4 months later, they're their biggest fans now, and they're actually going over and trying to be like their promoter and stuff. And I just that kind of raised a red flag to me, like, wait a minute. So are you doing that to me as well? Are you acting like you're befriending me, then you're hitting up my enemies and my haters, and you're actually sharing things with them that we're talking about? And like I said, I'm a very private person, and that's why I have, one or two people that I confide in for a lot of stuff, and I don't put stuff out there, because a lot of people, they try to get next to you to get the best of you, if you know what I mean. And a lot of people that be sitting here brooding and or even, hey, can you help me? As I put on my Instagram, they'd be the same ones using those hands to clap when they think you're losing. But as I said before, there's a lot of things that we don't talk about on my YouTube channel because of what I learned from my other channel. And we're definitely good up over here. We're going to always be good over here because everything that we got, we worked for. And everything that we worked for, we got through an honest way. And we actually shed some motherfucking tears and some tea with that, if you know what I mean. So when your shit is made off of lies and your shit is built off of deceit and bullshit, then it doesn't last. And when it does last, it's only going to last in one area. And then you got to do things to keep it going. But when you get tired and bored and people start catching on to your lies, then you got to come up with new scandals and shit. That's why a lot of these YouTubers have all these different channels. You got spiritual gurus who are also beauty artists, who also does this and that, who also does life coaching. And it's just like, woo! And then you have some of them too that are gold digging whores, but talk about people like me. Like, I could have been a gold digging whore too. I could still be a gold digging whore. I get lots of men that hit me up. People like you that are married who think that your life is good. Your husbands hit me up. Going into the entertainment industry, I get people all the time, business people, corporation owners that hit me up and blah, blah, blah. How about I fly you out, I pay you an allowance of this amount of money, and you got to be next to me, girl. No, thank you. No, thank you. Bitch, you got to stand for something. You got to stand for something, bitch. You can't fall for everything. So, like I said before, I'm not going to do it. Mystic Persia, Mia Amoris, Fallon Ferrari, whoever, whatever, however you know me, bitch. I'm not falling for any of that shenanigans. And if you get up on my motherfucking phone or you send me an email and there's no type of tea like that, I need you to pay me for your business and or surprise me. If you got my address, my P.O. box, send me something. Don't say, hey, I'm going to do it. Because, bitch, when you get caught up in a lie, I'm done. You lied to me once, I'm done, bitch. I learned that a long time ago. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. You want to know the real, bitch? I'll sit down and I'll interview my mother. I'll interview my best friend. I'll interview somebody outside of that, and you guys can get exactly who I am. If you lied to me the first time, bitch, you're done. You fucked up that relationship. You fucked up the opportunity. If you say you're going to do something you don't, bitch, we're not going to do it. And like I said, that comes down to healthy relationships. In order for you to have healthy, strong, successful relationships, you got to keep it a buck all the time, not just when you think I got to look good. No. And then also one of the people that try to compete. And I don't know why people do that. People try to compete for me calling them out or me saying, oh, that's my friend, that's my buddy. Like, girl, if I've never met you, bitch, you're not a friend, you're an associate. If I've never met you, you're not a friend, you're a motherfucking associate. And we're going to keep it at that. So if you've never met me, you don't have to fight about other people with other people that have never met me. No, Shay, you don't have to. Okay. On top of that, there's only so far that you're going to go anyway, unless we're talking for years, because friendships take years to establish. And I have to understand that, or I have to know that you're trying to establish a friendship with me outside of because I have insight on things. Because a lot of people, they try to do that too, honey. Oh, let me hit this person up. And that's what I said. I love dealing with other spiritually inclined people. Because people who are not spiritually inclined, when they try to befriend you, it's because they want that tea. Like, well, I don't want to pay because I don't have to pay. So let me befriend this bitch so I can get my free insight. We're not doing that, honey. No, the hell we're not. We're not doing that. That's called using and abusing. And you're trying to abuse me. And I don't do well with abuse, honey. Don't do it. Okay. So you are an abuser. Okay, that's all I want to say, bitch. I was a little drawn out. That's what I want to say. If you're lying about work, if lying about sending shit, bitch, over, you're a fucking abuser because you're a user. Don't abuse me, bitch, because I don't tolerate abuse. I still need a fill, y'all. If I wake up in time to get a fill one of these days, I'm gonna go get one. I still need a motherfucking fill. Bitch, don't judge my nails, bitch. Yes, I need a fill. Shit. That's all. Yeah, these are like 2 months old. But they strong though. Look, y'all. I can click open the can with them. They strong, bitch, because these nails are strong. Eat right, Take your plant-based collagen if you need to. Anyway, come on, Julie Joey, how you doing? Come on, Jay, how you doing? Listen, you gotta say, I know that's right. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna go. I gotta cook my little dinner. Like I said, I'll probably post some pictures of what I'm cooking on Instagram. I got about 20 minutes. I was supposed to be out here at 9 o'clock, but oh well. Bitch, I'm never punctual. I'm never punctual, huh, baby? This is my baby, y'all. This is my baby, y'all. This is my boo-boo. This is my baby. He's a baby. He's a baby. How dare people abuse animals? How dare they abuse my babies? These are babies, honey. These are, animals are really like babies, y'all, like newborn babies. They can't talk back to you, so you got to assume how they're feeling. Unless you're spiritually inclined like me, then you could feel what they're thinking. What are you thinking? But they're babies, honey. How can anyone hurt these babies, violate these babies in any way? Huh? They just want love and attention. They just need love. Imagine, and I feel for dogs too, y'all, because they have their mothers, right? And then especially when you don't have their mother. So let's say, for example, when the dogs are born, y'all, and you adopt the dog. Imagine this puppy being pulled from his mother and father. That's just so sad to me. That's so sad. Anubis probably felt alone his whole life because he don't have his mom or his daddy with him. Poor baby. He probably felt so alone his whole life. He probably thinks about his animal mama and daddy. Huh? You think about your animal mama and daddy? You think about it? Poor baby. I told y'all my sister showed me in a vision how Anubis was when he was a baby, y'all. His mama is a bigger version of him. She's fatter and shit, big ass head and everything. And she had Anubis and his brothers and sisters on a black paper bag, black plastic bag, y'all. And that's why Anubis have a fond with plastic bags. He liked to piss on plastic bags, y'all. So cute. I know, so cute, honey, huh? I know. Anyway, y'all, let me go, honey. He's thinking, Mama, get the hell out of off of YouTube. I know that's like Julie Joe. He don't want me on YouTube. He likes all the attention. He don't want me on the net. He don't want me on the net. He said, Mama, get up off of YouTube. I need you here. I took a bath in my honeysuckle, orange peel, and rose and lavender body wash, y'all. Oh, it smells so good too. Smell it, honey. Y'all, it smells so good, y'all. Oh, y'all. Yes, honey. Yes. Anyway. Let me go. Let's see if Anubis is in tune with energy, y'all. You want to see if he's in tune with energy? Yeah, see how look when he licks his mouth like that, he's nervous because he don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah, let me go. You calling me? That's right, call me. Just call me right now. I'm about to cook right now. What phone you gonna call? What phone you gonna call, Julie Joey? What phone you gonna call, honey? Call them all. Let's see which one you call. Not that one. Oh, I want to say this to y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all one motherfucking thing, okay? I'm not saying this in a bad way. So I've been doing healing work on people for almost a week, right? And okay, she called it my personal line. So I've been doing some healing work, and something shaped me. See, so maybe this whole month of June, y'all, we're gonna do a healing series because it's the summer solstice. I think this is perfect time to heal. You know, getting you prepared for fall. Fall is the time to sow. Who you doing? But anyway, so I had an ex-boyfriend around the time I started transitioning, and I don't know how this motherfucker keeps finding me, but I'm a little uncomfortable by the fact, to say the least. But I got a text from him. Oh shit, that's how he finds me. Okay, never mind. So anyway, I got a text from him, and he's like, the one and only, you know, that bullshit. I'm like, the one and only who? And he was like, is this who it is? So he starts saying my name. And I said, no, who are you, the one and only? Because there's only the one and only I know, bitch, is God. Hallelujah. God, give praise, honey. Ah, yada, ra, ba, 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 bitch. So who's the one and only? So then he says his name, and he started just pouring out this stuff, y'all. Like, I don't want to say too much because I feel like his ex watched my YouTube channel. His ex, he met me before he met his ex, and we only ended because in the process of us dating, he was being secretive about him being married. And he's telling me that he got married around the ending part of us ending, but I know different because, of course, during that time, I was very, very in tune with spirit because I was always in myself. Like, I was not dealing with outside people. This before I was doing casework for people. So a lot of things I was getting visions and dreams and stuff. And I saw things. Like, one of my dreams, I was pregnant, and I'm sitting here looking at my body, like, out of shock, right? Like, but I couldn't see my face. But I'm like, I'm pregnant? What the fuck? And then he comes in, and the weirdest thing about spirit is when he walked in to see me pregnant and stuff, he wasn't talking, but I didn't see his face. But I knew instantly his body because I've been known this man before he even had his body. When I first met him, he was very skinny, like I was very skinny. I was bone skinny, y'all. My waist was a 28 when I met him. Get into that T. My waist was 28 inches, girl. Get into that T. Bitch, I was a girl bag. I wish I still had 28-inch waist, bitch, with all the shit I got now. Girl, let me get my body down to 28-inch waist again, y'all, with all this ass and this titty, girl. Ooh, girl, I will shut the, bitch, I will shut everything down. Who you doing? But anyway, my waist was 28, girl. His waist was 32, you know, and he was very in shape, you know, very skinty. He had no tattoos or anything. Okay, just this bad boy, you know, all this other shit. But he didn't look bad. He looked like a nerd and shit. And either way, you know, he told me he was a Gemini, y'all, but he's actually a Sagittarius. And I'm like, that is so odd because you told me you were a Gemini. And he said, I never said that. I told you. And I said, that's so odd because you told me your birthday was June blank. And I remember I told you your birthday is the day before my motherfucking birthday. So that's kind of odd that all of a sudden it's December. Woo, girl, let me get up out of that because that shit gonna make me cuss his motherfucking ass out. He go, ooh, I'm gonna read him the fuck down. But anyway, and even going to his birthday, he shared birthday supposedly with a friend of mine, and their personalities are not the same. So I'm like, I don't even believe that because y'all personalities are very different. You remind me very much of a Taurus Gemini man, not a motherfucking Sag. But anyway, this motherfucker, y'all, was going into how I believed her over him. I actually knew him. And, you know, the reason why things went sour because he felt like I was living a double life. And I'm like, well, you only felt the way because you were living a double life, baby. You were stationed over in a whole nother motherfucking country. And I could have definitely been dipping and tipping and twerking and shit. But I was never into that. I tell you guys, when I was younger, I was more into building a life for myself. I wanted to have a husband. I wanted to have a family. And then I wanted to have my stuff going because the men I was into were only successful men. So I knew I was going to be, taken care of regardless. So I said, I want to have children, whether that's surrogacy or whatever the case may be. I want to have children and then help raise these children from newborns up to like toddlers or 7 or 8. And then I want to start going in on my passion because they'll be old enough to kind of fend for themselves or whatever. But I want to be a homemaker for like my late teens, early 20s. Y'all, obviously it didn't happen. Who gives a fuck? We didn't care. I don't care. I still don't care because everything happened the way it should happen. I probably won't be on YouTube right now if that even happened. But anyway, so I definitely be on YouTube, bitch. I'll probably be sitting here parlaying and oh yeah, I'll be so bougie, honey. Oh, honey, I'm gonna drink out of glasses, darling. Glasses, darling. Hello, hello, Jeffrey. Hello, darling. Can I get some of that orange juice? Anyway, so either way, he was then pouring out his emotions to me. And I instantly had when I said I felt like I was being sucked into someone's situation. And it goes into one of people's work that we've done because we're doing healing work, but they also want to do love work. And also their candle is a 7-day candle, y'all. And it's literally started burning on Friday, Saturday morning. It is now Tuesday, and the candle got this much left. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So bitch, 3 days, that 7-day candle is like literally gone, and it's a clean burn. So either way, he started texting me the day before yesterday, and then Sunday, and then he started expressing himself and going in and I was wanting this and that, I was what was best for you, blah 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 blah, and I just think about you every day, and then of course my question to him was, well, when I met you, you had no kids. When I met you, we're not married at all. And then you got married secretly without telling me. And then now you have 4 children, fast forwarding. So what are you trying to do? Because what I'm not going to do, this is what I'm not going to do, okay? I'm not going to be a stepmother, because if you were that way back then, you're still that motherfucking way, bitch. That's who you were 9 years ago, 10 years ago, bitch. You're still the same motherfucking way today. Okay, you didn't change, honey. Okay, you didn't change. On top of that, what I'm sick of is one of his motherfucking exes, y'all hit me up on Instagram. And see, that's how I know these folks be watching. And that's why we have security too. Because people out here thinking like, bitch, you so, like one of my friends, girl, you don't even have security. Girl, bye. Bitch, people I don't even know Brian Penn act like they know me, message me and shit. Hey, who? Like one guy, bitch, we got into it in public, talking about some, I let him down, 7 years ago? 7 years ago, we were arguing through Yahoo Messenger, and he said, you probably remember, but I remember you, bitch, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, ooh, girl, thank God I kept the weapon or something, bitch, because he was about to get got. Like, bitch, 7 years ago, you're still upset about that? And it makes me have a flashback of one of my other friends who are well, she's a retired famous person, but she had a situation where one of her fans came up to her and remembered 10 years prior that she let him down, and he actually shot her to where she actually can't feel her left leg, and they have to put plates and shit in her leg. So I think about that as well. Like, you know, being on the internet and stuff is very risky, it's very scary, but you got to protect yourself and all that. So either way, going into that, one of his baby mamas messed me on IG, y'all, in 2014. No, 2016, matter of fact, because bitch, 2015 February, I ended up going to Fresno to do my stuff that I was doing. So either way, she messaged me. It was like, do you know blah, blah, blah? And, you know, I was being nosy. I looked through all her pictures. They were parlaying, y'all having fun. You know, bitch, they were over, girl, and we were about to get spiritually married, me and this motherfucking nigga. You hear me? In 2016, y'all, we were about to get spiritually married. You hear me? I was about to do some rituals and some spiritual bindings, y'all, to get this man. Girl, not binding. There's a difference, bitch. Because he loved me and I love him. We were about to be spiritually intertwined. So when a bitch came in and fucked some shit up, bitch, she would have got fucked up right together. That's what y'all need to do, honey. Y'all out here being married and shit to these men, worrying about these men going to these bars and shit. Y'all not binding him enough. Because one of these witches said that she binding her husband, but yet he out here still paying prostitutes and escorts. That's what I'm trying to figure out. He go on the nightclubs, fucking people right in front of you, people that you know, your friends. And in fact, rumor has it allegedly that he let one of your transgender friends suck him off, girl. Is she gonna tell you that? The bitch been in your house with your kids and she out here screwing and sucking on your motherfucking men. Who you doing? Yeah, bitch, she know who I'm talking about too. But anyway, So I was gonna do some, by the way, I told him, bring me one of your t-shirts that you love and we're gonna put some stuff on it. And he's like, what type of stuff? And I was like, don't worry about it, bitch, because I know some Corindismo, honey. Hello, how you doing, bitch? Yeah, I know a lot about Mexican folklore magic, bitch. So he's Hispanic, Mexican American. So I said, bitch, let me go to his roots. Get his ass right together. See, that's why I say y'all need to learn about these cultures. You want to be with an Asian man, work with these Asian spirits, girl, to get their ass right together. But anyway, so his motherfucking ass, I was gonna do some work, y'all, right when she hit me up, y'all, because I was gonna wait for a Saturday. She hit me up on a motherfucking Thursday, bitch, Thursday night. And she gonna say, do you know him? I'm going through the pictures, y'all. They cuddled up in the bed and shit. She looked like she was like 5 months pregnant. So I'm shocked, y'all. Like, this motherfucker drunk up my motherfucking beer. Are you kidding me? Like, I bought him a case of motherfucking Tecate beer and fucking Negro Modelo, bitch, fucking beer, bitch, in my motherfucking refrigerator. And this motherfucker came to my house, took his clothes off at the door. Bitch, Anubis really was like, bitch, who the fuck you think you are, bitch? Anubis finally calmed down. He got in my bed, only in his drawers, bitch, trying to rub me down, trying to do shit. Let's take a bath together, drinking out my motherfucking beer, bitch, back in 2016, bitch. Let me tell y'all a real story, bitch. 2016, drunk out my motherfucking beer, bitch, because I can use those beers for my spirits. One of my spirits liked those beers. Okay? Matter of fact, she loved those fucking beers. So I could have gave those to my motherfucking spirits, but I let your ass come in and drink those. And then you gonna have nerve to have someone pregnant. And the crazy thing about it is this man wanted me to come to his apartment, y'all. His apartment. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm first in line because you met me before you met all these hussies. I don't care if you got a pregnant or not. You knew me before you knew these motherfuckers. I knew you when you were in high school, but we went to the same high school together. I actually was about to fight your best friend in high school because your best friend liked one of my friends. And he got upset because I wouldn't hook him up with one of my friends in high school, sophomore year. We're about to fight, bitch, because he had nerve to read me down, honey. Faggot, sissy. Oh, you probably don't want to hook us up because you want me. First of all, nigga, you look like a fucking duck mixed with a fucking Ninja Turtle. No thanks. You had acne all over your face, all over your body. Like, no thanks, girl. You need some fucking sulfur ointment. And some fucking tea tree oil, bitch. Before you, bitch, no thanks. I don't know if that's acne or fucking tissue. Oh, girl, just fucking disgusting. But I don't want your ass, nigga. What the fuck I look like dealing with you on top of that? You smell like pee-pee. Fuck I look like dealing with a fucking 15-year-old boy that smell like fucking piss. Excuse me. Bitch, I was potty trained at 2 years old, nigga. Ain't nobody piss on themselves after 2 years old. Bitch, you still piss on yourself past 2. Something ain't right. Because he smelled like piss, bitch. And maybe he wasn't shaking it enough. Because, when they uncut, they don't shake enough. It gets all in their drawers and shit. That's why you got to teach him how to wash that uncut dick. See, that's what I'm telling y'all. And I dated men that I had to teach how to wash because they didn't know how to wash. And I said, what was your mama and daddy doing? Why didn't they teach you how to clean behind your head and shit? But anyway, so this motherfucker, I was about to do some ceremonies on his ass, bitch, and Spirit revealed to me, because that's what Spirit does before I do work on people and things. Spirit show me what I should be doing. And Spirit revealed to me that this Jesus, but this motherfucker, girl, but this person was out here getting motherfuckers pregnant. Then the fact is that you thought we were going to have unprotected sex. Like, are you fucking kidding me, bruh? So you just got divorced. Okay, you probably still get it in with her because she's the mother of your 2 other kids. Then you got this other witch bitch pregnant, hitting me up and shit, thinking of shit about that life. Bitch, you're not about that life, bitch. Because I know she's a witch too, because he loved those bitches. The first bitch wasn't a witch because she was too weak. He got her ass right together. She called me crying and shit. He got her ass right together. She wasn't no witch bitch. She was a wannabe. She reminded me of these spirituals on YouTube. Wannabes. Weak ass bitches. Disgrace, honey. You ain't no damn woman or no damn witch, bitch. Anyway, but this one she was. I can sense in her, bitch, what she liked. She loved the water and shit. I said, she's a witch. She's a fucking witch, but she don't want none of that, though, bitch. So I would have got her and her pregnancy together. Try me if you want to, bitch. Mystic love the children. But, bitch, don't you confront me about a motherfucking thing. Ask your man about me, bitch. Don't ask me about your motherfucking man. Because, see, bitch, you tied to him, not me. We not fucking and sucking. We not doing shit together. Hit his ass up. But anyway, she don't message me, God. I looked through the picture, saw she was pregnant. He cut it up. He's sleeping. They out partying. And I said, no wonder why. This nigga was too busy. We went to one restaurant, y'all, that cost $120 a plate. You know, we went to this restaurant, y'all, because see, he's not ashamed. He's not ashamed of me, right? He's not ashamed of me. But I knew he was hiding because we did things together, y'all. You know, we went out, we did things together. We shopped at Walmart together. We went to the ghetto together. We went to one of these ghetto ass restaurants over here in my city, won't say it's in the hood. So he's definitely not ashamed about being with me. But I knew something was funny because we went to this restaurant and he wanted to sit in the back. And in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, he's treating me like a queen. Oh my God. Yeah, $120 for a plate. Oh my God. I feel so special. And then it started hitting me. Like, no, bitch, he came here because none of his people can afford this plate. He came here because none of the people you know can afford these plates. He brought you here because he know ain't nobody gonna run into y'all. He brought you here because, bitch, and that's why you want to sit in the back, just in case somebody come through and they see y'all together, that they're not gonna assume anything. So, yes, that's true. Because that's what he was gonna say. He was fucking and sucking, wanted to do me wrong shit, because you know I don't even get, you know, I'm about safe sex, y'all, but this is why I don't have sex. I'm not about using condoms. I'm about unprotected sex. What are you doing? I'm about unprotected sex, and I'm very mindful about who I share my DNA with. What are you doing? That's one way we're going to bond each other. But anyway, so this motherfucker going to sit here and going to text me on Sunday, y'all, pouring his heart out, and you believed her and the timing was wrong, and I wish we had more time, and I think of you and I love you. And I remember the first day we met, and of course he didn't, because he said it was the previous year. He claimed that we met in this year around this time, and I said no, we didn't. We met that year because I started hormones in this year. And then I remember that I had on my snakeskin boots that was gifted to me, you know, $250 that was gifted to me, and I had on my black halter top, and I had on some baby fat jeans, y'all. Ooh, girl, baby fat jeans, girl, it gives you that, girl, I was curvy, girl, back there, girl. I was snatched with a big ass booty, honey. And he got off his motorcycle, and the way I was walking down that aisle, y'all, the pathway at that park, he was looking at me like a husband look at his wife. I kid you not. And I felt like, so that person right there, I feel like we're meant to be in each other's lives for a particular reason. I don't know what it is. I don't really give a fuck. But that's how I felt back then. Now I don't give a fuck about it, bitch. We're not being in each other's lives, bitch. I don't care if it's destiny. I don't care what goes on. We're not fucking with each other, bitch, because you're dishonest, you're disloyal, and you're disrespectful. You thought you were going to sit in my house, drink my motherfucking liquor, fuck me, and you're out here fucking and sucking. And on top of that, too, his wife at the time told me that he had multiple other girls he was emailing. And she sent me all their pictures, too. And I'm sitting looking at all these bobblehead shrimps. Of course, I was the only brown-skinned one. I was the only brown-skinned one, honey. The rest of them was light and bright and, you know, exotic in teeth. And I'm like, ugh, what was he getting out of her? Ugh. And the thing about him doing shit with them unprotected and shit, too, I said, bitch, no, thank you. We don't do that. So either way, y'all, that came up while I'm doing this love work for people and healing work for people. And that's why I love doing healing work, because there's aspects of my life that I thought I've healed from and I thought I've moved on from. But Spirit has a way of pulling it out and saying, listen, 2020 is going to be the year that you're going to blah, 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 blah. So this year you need to let go of that. And for that to come up during that time, I was like, whoa, honey, whoa. So he just texted me too. That's why I was looking at y'all. And I want to tell y'all that damn story. Fuck that nigga. And I was telling you this too. When people say, when we do our work, Mystic, people come up from my past to talk to me. There's healing that needs to take place. That's why. Some people are doing work on a man right now that they think they love. Oh, I love him. I want to be with him. And then what happens is they will start doing work on this man, and then their ex-boyfriend pops up. And I tell them, that's a sign that you're not over your ex-boyfriend. So this is why Spirit is bringing this person into your life. Obviously. So you need to heal from that relationship first before you can go into this relationship. That doesn't mean that you should hook up with your ex-boyfriend while you wait for your current boyfriend to get his shit together, because that's a lot of y'all do out here too. Y'all out here spreading it wide, busting it low, shit swinging it. Oh yeah, all that shit, bitch. So you wonder why shit is thrown off for you. So that means you need to hit up your ex. You need to talk about it and say, listen, we got to resolve this shit. We got to let this shit go, bruh. We don't, you know, you coming up for a reason. God is showing me something. Let's let this go and keep it moving. Now, if you say, well, Mystic, I can't do that because I'm still in love with my ex, then bitch, you're gonna have some problems. Good luck on the work that we're doing right now on your love life, because if you're having issues with letting go of that ex, you're not gonna have the ability to pull in the man that you want. It's about magnetism. This is why you have to heal. People who cannot get over their relationship with their parents or not heal from them, they're going to always have relationship problems. People who that cannot get over their marriage, they had a marriage and the marriage ended crazily, you're not going to be able to attract that person of your dream. And that's on all levels. That's not a gay or straight thing. Love is love and hate is hate, and business is business and all that good stuff. There's no spirits that deal with only gay people when it comes to love and success. And there's not spirits that only deal with heterosexual people or only women or only this and that. Like all that is within your mind. So yes, do the work, honey. Who you doing? Yeah, my birthday is coming up, honey. I know that's right, honey. Can y'all count down? Can y'all count down on the day? It's actually coming up very soon. I can actually count on one hand and a little bit of another hand when my birthday gonna be here. Hey, guess what? My birthday is Oshun's birthday. So yeah, well, it's not really her birthday on my birthday, but bitch, because I'm a daughter of Oshun and Oshun is heavy with me, bitch, we're gonna celebrate Oshun on my motherfucking birthday. Because of when I came out my motherfucking uterus of my mother, when I was in utero, Oshun said, "This is my child." Hallelujah. Come on. Oshun not castigated. She consecrated my mother's uterus for me to come on in. Come on, Oshun. What are you doing? Come on, Oshun and Isis, honey. Oshun and Isis was right there and saying, "Bitch, we're gonna make this happen the way it should happen, honey." When my mother gave birth to me, y'all, I want my mom to tell y'all the story about how much action was in that room. And she said for the whole time she was in labor, everything was calm up until the last part when she was about to push me out. And she said it felt like everything came out of her. And she said there was so much energy in that room. Even the doctors and shit was fucking feeling that shit. And I think I told y'all too about the pregnancy and all that too, about, I was hiding shit, honey. We won't even go into that. I was hiding shit in pregnancy, bitch. I was in my mother's utero, bitch. I was like, well, let's see. Girl, everything was tucked. Girl, I was tucking in uterus too, honey. In utero, girl, I was tucking back then too, bitch. Who you doing? And I tell people this too. Never mind, that's none of your business. We'll do a video of that on my other channel. She branded, y'all know that's right. That's right, honey. Yeah, people need to learn the spiritual lessons. And it's always about, he's trifling. I know that's right, Eclectic. Everything is about lessons, and you got to pay attention to what spirit is showing you, and you got to be like, huh? And that's why I always tell people when we're doing spiritual work, don't be focused on your neighbor, your cousin, your sister. Oh, we're doing this work, Mystic, and my sister called me a bitch. Oh, Mystic, we're doing this work, and my mother told me that she never wants me to talk to her ever again. Honey, that's important. But let's focus at the work on hand. There's something that spirit is showing you in that situation that you need to step back, and instead of being combative and, fuck you, because emotions cloud, it cloud your judgment. That's why it's so important to have your balance of your intellect and your emotions, because emotions cloud your judgment. People do bad things off of emotion. People do good things off emotion. People go do, steal out of emotion. People love people out of emotion. And like I said, it will cloud things up for you. So you got to have still that reasoning of saying, and that's why I would tell you every day you got to go through that reevaluating of, is this what I should be doing? Is this what I should be doing? Is this what I should be doing it with? Why am I doing this? Today is a whole nother day. Can we do a little something before I go? Every day when you wake up, there should be a daily affirmation that you have. Just have a confirmation, affirmation, and a celebration. Today is a whole new day. God has blessed me with another opportunity to be here. What is exactly, what is the lessons that I've learned up to this point that allow me to be where I'm at right now? And those should be questions that you ask yourself. When you say, well, Anubis is having a spiritual awakening too. Yeah, I didn't even have to say that, y'all. He came up, he started doing the shit. He noticed that I got quiet, and he looked over at me and he saw me. Yeah, I was like, he was about to get some shit right now, y'all. He lucky. He caught T. He's running quickly. He's running quickly, honey. He's running quickly. Spirit is working with his ass today. Work with him, Spirit. Hallelujah. Work with him, Amethyst. Work with this nigga. Build up his intuition so I don't got to say shit to him no more, honey. Work it up too. Anyway, but ask yourself those questions. And like I said, if you don't know the answers to that, then you're just existing. You're not living. You should definitely know the answers of what I needed to get over today. What happened to get me over to this day, and why am I here today? Because today definitely is a new beginning of something. You have another opportunity to make things right with whatever and whoever. And focus on that. Focus on that, not on the bullshit. Because, haters are always trying to get in and distract you and want to do videos about you and talk shit about you and spread gossip about you. That's fine. That's them speaking about who they are. They're not talking about who you are, because you know who you are. You're who brought you here. So let them bask in their own filth and nastiness and do what it is that they do. But it does not stop you and affect you, because when they life in, your life is going to still be going. And when your life in on this earth, their life is going to still be going, and you're going to be off to bigger and better things if you get your lessons here. But anyway, so work on that. Focus on you and what your goals are, and only build with people and things that want the same goals as you. Not the same, but they want you to do good. I think about this song, God by Mary Mary. And y'all should listen to that song, because that song made me think about people who are on that goddess and God frequency. They're comfortable with themselves, that they're talking from their higher perspective, that all they want for you is to do good. All they want for you is success and happiness and good health. And if you talk to anybody out there that does not want that for you, they are not of your frequency, and they're definitely not of God. So they cannot be like, I'm a king, I'm a queen. And that's why I just say too, like, a lot of these words are being misconstrued and misinterpreted and mistwisted up. You got a group out here called Kings Killing Kings and KKK. But either way, we won't go into that. But, I'm just sitting here looking to myself like, well, that don't sound like no kings, bitch. That sound like some peasant shit. That sound like peasantry to me, if you ask me. If you got kings out here killing kings for no apparent reason, then that sound like peasantry to me. Peasants killing peasants, bitch. We're going to call it PKP. So, that they're just using this king shit because they're Black. And it's just like, girl, I'm sorry. I don't see it as that. I don't see it as that at all, bitch. It's a consciousness. Being a king or a queen is a state of mind, bitch. Can we talk about it? Being a king and queen is a state of mind, bitch. It's not a fucking privilege. And that's another thing, too, I want to talk about, too, because everybody talking about this white privilege shit. I got to end it with this. I think a lot of people are upset about white privilege because they want Black privilege. Let's talk about it right now, because a lot of people think they talk about equality for all and equality. I'm about equality for all. Everybody should have the rights of the white man. You're not about equality, bitch, because on the same token, you talk about gay people, you talking about disabled people, you talk about Mexicans, immigrants. The immigrants got in over us, and oh, fuck those niggas, built the wall up, Donald Trump, all that shit. You talk about all that bullshit, but you're about equality? No, I think you want privilege. I feel like you feel like you're entitled to the same privileges that the white people in America have. I think you want Black privilege. That's what I think it is. I think you need to rewrite it, rechange it up. Don't say that you want equality for all. Don't say that you're about equality for everything. I think you just want privileges. Say we're about heterosexual Black privileges. And listen, I love y'all for that. I may not like you, but I will definitely have respect for you if you could say, I just want privilege. I'm not about equality, because I talk about the gays every time I get a chance to. I talk about the Mexicans and the Jewish and the Asians when I get a chance to, and the Arabs, how they own gas stations and bullshit like that, with the attitude and shit. Y'all do. Just say, I just want Black privilege, Mystic. Mystic, I want Black privilege like they have privilege. Because that's what I said, if white people have privilege, so does Asian people then too, huh? So do these Arabs, these Indians, because they be owning shit too. So, so maybe they got it too. That's what I said, I don't think there's such thing as white privilege. I think the privilege is in your mind. Because, bitch, there's a lot of successful Black folks out there that I know, congresswomen, politics, lawyers, many of y'all out there, you're Black successful people. You're Black successful doctors, lawyers, and teachers, and mothers, and homemakers, and you got beautiful, healthy children who are loving just like you. Come on, can we talk about it for a minute? So I feel like there's something called stupidity and motherfucking knowledge. I think there's something called insecurity and security. I think there's something called enlightenment and disconnected. And I feel like if you're disconnected and you're in that darkness, because we talk about depression too. Can we talk about it right now? When you are depressed, you don't see things on the other side of the wall. You see things for how it is now. So I feel like when people be talking about that whole Black people, you know how it is in the Black people, I feel like they're speaking out of a place of sickness. I feel like they're depressed. I feel like they feel like they're oppressed. I feel like they feel like there's something going on there. So they're speaking out of their own experiences, that's how we all experience. But don't push that on me. because I'm a trans woman, so my experience is very different from yours. So even if you wanted me to have a pity party with you, I'm really not going to do so, because at the bottom of the totem pole, I would always say this: the LGBT is still at the bottom of that motherfucking totem pole. We may not be at the very bottom, but we are at the bottom. So I cannot sit here and be like, oh my God, this is so awful. Like, girl, Sierra said, life is what you make it, honey. What's that song that Sierra made? Sierra, honey, what's that song that she made? Life is what you make it. It may not be crush. I got a crush on you. He puts the beat in my heart. Hey. Anyway, y'all, let me go. Hey, you need your nails clipped. Anyway, y'all, let me go, honey. I gotta go. Not sure why I'm here, but I need to hear this, and I thank you. Thank you, Just Me SV. I know that's right, honey. You better not let people stand on you. I don't know what I was saying when you commented about that. But yes, honey, thank you so much for stopping by here, Just Me. How you doing? In my studios, I have stumbled upon the relationship of Father Anubis to Papa Baba Lu. Ooh, come on, Baba Luai, honey. I know that's right. Listen, there's a lot of connections. And yeah, I'm going to actually do a class on something. And it actually came to me because I got information that you cannot Google. Most of my information you cannot Google. And I said, I want to give this to people. I feel like I need to offer this meditation seminar, because I always get people saying, how can I connect to Oba, or how can I connect to Anubis, or how can I connect to Apollo, or how can I, connect to blah, 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 and St. Anne and St. Barbara and St. Martha and St. Lucy and all the good stuff. And there's a process, and I want to do a seminar on that. And also even going into this other thing I want to do, raising up your frequency. I don't know what I'm going to call it exactly, but there is there's information out there that you cannot Google. There's actually a book that was written in 1960 something. Don't quote me, because I got it out of my library and I wanted to keep the book actually, but I'm not a thief, but I wanted to keep the book and let them go ahead and bill me the $20. I didn't give a fuck, but I said I'm not a thief. And then maybe somebody else needed to get that information. But there's a book out there, and I kind of found a little site too that kind of links Oshun being the avatar of this spirit in the Taoist belief system, this spirit in the Mongolo, this spirit in the blah, 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 blah. Because there's so many cultures out there, spiritual, that people are not aware of, that we're always connecting it to the African and the European stuff. And that's why I said, like, my sympathy go out to the indigenous people, the Indians and the Asians and the Aboriginal people and the Native Americans and all that stuff, because of course, and Native Indians and Native Africans and Native all that, because in this world, like, everything is always black and white. It's nothing in between. Like, we can never discuss about the culture or, about, why there's no Asian people nominated at the Oscars or the Academy Awards. Like, bitch, please. Like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that shit, bitch. White and black should dominate every fucking thing. You're in movies, you're in music, you're in fucking skits, you're in fucking comedy, you're in fucking mechanical work. Like, bitch, can anybody else have their fucking chance to shine? Can we protest the fucking Oscars and a bitch nomination for not having no fucking Priyanka Chopra in the fucking videos, honey? Abraham Khan, where they at? That's Raya Rai, honey, where's she at? Let's go ahead and let's protest that. Jackie Chan, Chan Lee, let's protest why they never got a Grammy Award, an Oscar Award, and a Academy Award. Like, let's protest that. There's not enough Asian figures on motherfucking TV. Let's talk about that for a minute. Indians, honey. Southwest Asians, honey. Hello? Where the Bangladeshis and where the Afghanistan people at, honey? Pakistan. Where they at on the TV and shit, commercial and shit? There's one person, I think, I don't know where she comes from, but she looks like she could be Pakistani or something. I don't know. But she's been on commercial lately. So at the end of the day, I forgot why I was fucking going with that. Honey. Let me go. We're going to end it with this. I forgot what the fuck I was called with that. There is connections with spirits, and because people had to relate, because remember, if you grew up in a civilization with nothing but pale people with red hair and blue eyes, and all of a sudden this deity show up to you and she's brown skinned with wavy hair, bitch, you gonna say, what the fuck is this? Oh my God. So everybody become afraid of this spirit because they're like, we don't know what that is. That looked like some type of alien or something. That's very alien-esque to those people. So then the spirit will then say, well, let me soften, or they will soften the spirit up and say, yeah, she was a tall white woman with red hair, blue eyes. She had a little tattoo on her chest or some type of tribal mark. Well, you tell me what Caucasian or white culture had tribal marks on them and what they look like. That's what you tell me, bitch. Who are you doing? But either way, so I want to do something on that too, where you guys will know. So, you figure out the linkage between some of these spirits. And so you're not like, well, you said that spirit's over me, but I don't see that. I see this. And then you realize that, wait a minute, hold up. Those two spirits are the same damn thing. Yes, they is. That one is that one is this and that. Yeah, bitch, it's like exact same fucking thing, girl. Stop playing with yourself. Yeah, I'm getting too excited. Let me go. I gotta go. Okay. I gotta go, okay? Those people yakking want black person. They do. Yes, they do. Shakpana, another name for Babalu Ayib. That sounds very Sanskrit, Jay. What made you ask that, honey? Where you get the information at, honey? Oh! How about that? Reaching higher ground. That'd be good. That'd be good. Or tapping into higher ground. How? Connecting to higher ground. Connecting with the goddess and God frequency. Establishing goddess and God frequency, establishing kingship. Woo! Come on now. Establishing the black aura. Come on. Anything that says black is powerful, honey. We're not talking about race of black neither. We're talking about the color of black, not the race of black. Let's get into it. There's a lot of white folks out there that's black, honey. Don't get mad. I said it what it is, girl. There's a lot of white witches out there that'll look white, but they black. Can we talk about it? Who you doing? And there's a lot of black witches that act like they black, but they're really white. They ain't got no damn power. They copycats. They duplications. Anyway, so yeah, maybe we're kind of tapping into the black. Why there's black water being introduced now. Have y'all noticed that? You got black water everywhere. I got some black water right now. You got black water coming up now. You got activated charcoal becoming very popular. You got shungite being popular in the waters and shit too. Yeah, it's honey, black goo coming from the earth, also known as oil. And they're lying and saying it's dinosaur fossils. Ooh, girl, they raising some dummies, honey. We're going to keep it at that. They raised some motherfucking dummies. Anyway, Mindy Collin. That's right. You know about Millie Collin. Hey, come on, Mindy Collin. Yes, honey. Beautiful, honey. Yes. That's right, honey. I know that's like Ming Nang Wing, honey. I know that's like Ming Nang Wing. Yeah, I want an Asian name, honey. I want an Asian name. Something like Suck Meat Oldari. We'll make something a little French, and we'll make some a little French Asianist. Souk. We'll call myself Souk Meat Oldari. Souk Meat Oldari. How you doing? Yes, bitch. That's gonna be my new name, honey. Souk Meat Oldari. How you doing? Yes, honey. Mystic, so Oshun can be a peacock or a vulture. Is that correct? That is correct. And of course, going into what the peacock represents to Oshun, see, peacocks are very symbolic for transgenderism, which people are not aware of that. They don't know anything about that. Peacock is a symbolism for intersexualism. Hello! So peacocks are actually males because the female peacocks actually got peahens. So peacocks are peacocks. Cock-a-doodle-doo, like a fucking rooster. Who you doing? And going into the slang for, never mind, we're not going to go into that. But anyway, so, yes. Peacock represents the duality of Oshun. The fact is that she's feminine and beautiful, but behind that beauty still lies masculine energy. Come on, peacocks. And that's why I say a lot of these motherfuckers don't even know about what the symbolism means. They don't know why Oshun is the vulture. They don't know why Oshun is the peacock. They'll know why Amber is her resident and her color is orange or her color is yellow, or, you know, and both of those are her colors, or brown. You know, they don't understand that copper and why it's so, because of course we're going into planetary alignments as we talk about the planetary bodies that we all have. So when you make these connections, you got to kind of just say, well, just because I'm a Gemini don't mean that I'm connected to Hermes. Just because I'm a Gemini don't mean that I'm connected to, or Taurus don't mean that I'm connected with Oshun, because a lot of people think that. They're like, well, I'm a Taurus, so that makes me connected to Oshun automatically, or I'm an Aries, that makes me connected to Shango automatically. Not really. You can have a little bit of that frequency, but there's a lot of Mars or Martian deities out there. There's a lot of Venusian deities out there. So just because you are a Taurus and you're black, doesn't mean you're connected to Oshun. There's a lot of people out there that actually have had readings done by me who are actually black, and they're shocked there's not black spirits with them. And I tell them it's not because those black spirits don't love you, but you've had many, many lives. Okay, and just to happen in this life, you happen to be an incarnate black woman, but the spirits that stuck by you, ha ha ha, hallelujah, the spirits that cut open and allow you to maneuver through have been fucking Taoist, Egyptian, and motherfucking Greco-Roman. Get over it. Who cares? You know, I had a sister who was so upset, girl. Like, she was so upset. Like, Greco-Roman? What? You know, the bitch she had dreadlocks. She had all this African dashiki shit. She had the Mother Earth thing on her fucking ears and shit. Black power and shit. And when I did her reading, not even knowing what she looked like, even going into her name, y'all, was very much ancient-ish. I said, you have many, many lives according to what I'm seeing in your chart. And what I'm seeing here, you have only one African Egyptian spirit, but the rest of your spirits are definitely Hindu, Asian, and Greco-Roman. And she gagged. And she's like, that's kind of odd. That's kind of odd. Yeah. Yeah, I want you to know what's odd, because you're realizing that you are uniquely designed and you were taught wherever you're from not to like white people. Huh? Maybe that's what it is. You were taught not to like Hispanic or Asian people or Hindus. I mean, come on, let's talk about it. So you're actually shocked because you were taught to ignore that. And that's why you've been broke, you've been sick, and your ass been fucked over. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. And you're trying to work with spirits that are not really with you. Well, I had a spiritual reading done before, and the spirit they said was over. They said Oshun, Oya, and oh shit, what the bitch say? Ochosi was over me. And I said, well, whoever gave you that reading was either bipolar, or they're trying to tell you that you're bipolar, because you have Oshun and Oya with you. There's a little bit of tea there. But yeah, going into that, I think they were just selling you a dream, because of course, if they're Afro or Pan-African, they want to spin that narrative with you that you have nothing but African spirits with you. And that's not true. That's not true. You're in America and you're black, more like you have a white grandfather. And if you don't have a white grandfather, you got a white great-grandfather. Or if you don't have a white great-grandfather, you got a white great-great-grandfather. But it doesn't go back 3 generations, bitch. Let's talk about it. Hello? Hello? So let's talk about it, bitch. Even some of you out there that's pro-black, bitch, y'all got fucking European last names. Oh, it's plantation. No, it's not, bitch. You got European last name, bitch, because your great-grandfather was a fucking white man. That's why. Hello? Come on, let's get it together, girl. But you want to just own that. That's why you've been broken shit, girl. You've been in and out of fucking jail and shit. Okay. So a little Congo, Chinese, and India out of that side, honey. Yes, honey. Souk meat. Yeah, honey. Canadian. Curanderismo. Get them together. The Mexican folklore magic don't play. I know that's right, honey. Come on now. Yes, honey. So we like to just say Kiro, honey. Can we say Kiro? Yes. Can we just say Kiro there? Kiro there. Yes, honey. I guess I'm be eating out tonight, y'all. I gotta really go. And I'm just sitting here talking to y'all. So she may be peacock. Yes, honey. Vultures fly very high. Vultures are very strong, powerful birds. If a vulture was here in your living room and they were flapping their wings, honey, you would feel that whole fucking air. Can we talk about it? You will feel that whole wind throughout your whole damn house. Going into ostriches, because people don't understand Oshun is also connected to ostriches. Going into their big, beautiful eggs, going to how regal and poised they are, honey. Usually one of the symbols of people who are connected to Oshun is longer legs and shorter torsos. And a lot of people have longer torsos and shorter legs, but I have very long legs, honey. I'm a descendant of giants, honey. My ancestors come from the planet of Neptune. Everybody wasn't blessed to have that, but we won't go into that. Some of y'all people were meant to be devoured by my ancestors, and that's what the issue is. That's why we fight now. That's your ancestors coming together. We're trying to fight mine. But bitch, it is what it is, bitch. My ancestors have dominated this whole damn galaxy for years, bitch, including planet Earth, girl. And it's okay that your ancestors didn't do it. They never will be able to do it. And they're definitely feeding. It reminds me of hamsters to fucking snakes and crickets to fucking lizards. Like, bitch, you are a cricket, bitch, and I'm a fucking lizard. Bitch, you are a fucking rat and I'm a fucking snake. Okay, get into that tea, girl. It's okay, you're a fucking I'm a fucking lion and you're a fucking deer. Okay? Let me stop. It's soup meat. Soup meat. Oh, Derry, come on. Oh shit, honey. Listen, Tasha, where's my bracelet at? Tasha, where's my bracelet at from Undo Day? What? Hello? Yes, why somebody was said about I thought that's right, honey, because they mad. They mad, honey. Ow, come on, CV Wanda. Okay. Your spiritual court don't always mean your grandma's court. We recycle, baby. I know that's right. Just me. And it's so crazy because just me, people think that. People think because, and that's why I tell people, generational curses, the Bible speaks about generational curses. And it's not just because there's things that are dropped down to us or should be dropped down to us lineage-wise. But I can assure you, it's not really a culture that was not yours from the beginning. Because if you're claiming to be from the continent of Africa, then I want to hear about you eating African only foods, the way that African culture existed. I would love to see you live in that full culture, not just partially. But anyway, going into that, there's things that are passed down to us. First of all, intelligence and spiritual power. That's what's passed down to. Those are the two most important things that should always be embraced and be respected. And I always tell people this, going into my own experiences and what I dealt with people, like your ancestors, just like you go through stuff so your children don't have to go through it. And my mother will always tell us this, like the things I've been through, I will make sure that my kids will never have to go through with it. And that's what your job is too as a parent, to never, ever, ever allow your children to go through certain things. And you experience these things. You experience hunger and pain and neglection and abandonment and disrespect and being whipped and being spat on and punched. So your children doesn't have to experience that, because in those experiences, you learn something. Okay, and learning those experiences make you wiser, and then you're able to teach this to your children so they'll never have to go through that. But what has happened is a lot of people going into slavery, because of course that's the most recent thing, which is not the most recent thing. That was several hundred years ago, and things have happened since then that has been way more traumatic in this country and outside this country, but that's what we're hung up on. Those people that experienced those things were meant to go through those things because that was a karmatic cycle that those people at that time was meant to experience for whatever reason. The Most High is the true judge. The Most High and the universe, however you want to call it, is responsible for all things that has always happened and that will continue to happen. So you cannot stop that. And you out here trying to get people to sympathize that you ain't going to change it, it's not going to stop it, it's not going to prevent it, it's going to happen again, it's going to happen again. But of course it's going to happen again, and it's probably going to continue to happen because people who experience that are not learning from those experiences. So going into that, your ancestors experienced that for a very important reason. And I know what that reason is because I'm a spiritually in tune person, and you look back on the stories and the experiences that you were told, and even to that some people actually told who were sons and daughters of these slaves, they told, and you say, that's what the lesson was. That's what the lesson was. And a lot of people, like you said, back then it was a physical enslavement. Now it is a physical enslavement. Right now you're dealing with, mental enslavement. So it's still enslavement happening, but it's on a different level. And it's only happening because you're allowing it to happen. Instead of you going back through the experiences of your ancestors and venerating your ancestors. And there's another reason why I want to offer past life regression tools and even going into ancestral tools and stuff, which is going to be this year before 4th of July, because of course 4th of July, we'll say from June 18th up to 4th of July are very, very powerful. That's a very, very powerful time for ancestors and past life stuff. But the whole process of you venerating your ancestors, not just to get closure and to get connections with them so they can help you maneuver through this life. And if you are venerating your ancestors and you're still racist or homophobic or sexist or any of that, then you're not really, honestly, in my opinion, connecting to your ancestors, because you're actually just stirring up the same emotions and the same feelings, and you're choosing to do that. But anyway, I won't even go into that. But your ancestors experienced that. For you to come out of that, to sit with the experience, go through that whole thing, live that, relive that, past life regressions, however you want to do it, venerate them, ask them for insight. So that way you could take the tools and the lessons that they learned, because obviously they learned things. They did, because if they did not learn, there will still be physical enslavement right now. The whole process of that whole cycle ending on a physical form was a process of the mentality of those people changing on a mental form, on a mental level. And that's when things come to an end and things change. It is a consciousness. So when they grew past that and life changed and shifted for them, because a lot of them left that being very wealthy and successful. And that's what people are not out here talking about. There's a lot of people that are descendants of slaves that are very powerful, successful people even right now. And there's a lot of people that were never enslaved, that were Black or African American, that's what you want to call it, and they never experienced that. And they always had power and all sorts of good stuff. But you should go back, if that is your story, and learn the lessons that they learned, take those lessons, and then say, I know how not to live anymore. Because what I learned is that sick people make people sicker, and hurt people. And of course, if you're still holding on to your past experiences that hurt you, you want people to relive those exact same experiences. So that's why you have a lot of people who are still stuck on that memory or that experience, and now they're trying to be the oppressor. So now they're coming out and they're trying to hate, whites, as they felt whites hated them back then. But you have Black people that hated Black people back then. And I keep telling you, you have Black folks that own Black people. In fact, most of the slave owners during that time were Black people. Can we talk about it? Or you're not ready for that? You're not ready for that type of teaching, girl. That's what it is. You're not ready for that. You're not ready for that, girl. You're not ready for that. That the people who betrayed you were people that look just like your ass. You're not ready for that, though, girl. Hello? Anyway, so now you've experienced that. And because you want to sympathize within yourself and, oh, universe, oh, God, why did you put me through that? From the physical form, now you want to oppress people. I don't like gays. I don't like Blacks. I don't like Mexicans. Immigrants, kick them out. Fuck them. Fuck the Asians. That's how you feel now, girl, because you're holding on to your past pain. But when you're healed, you learn those experiences, you see those experiences, and then now you say, that's what the universe allowed me to experience. That's what the universe allowed for my people to experience. For me to be bigger and better than that. And now in this day and age, bitch, you should be the most open-minded person. If you are a descendant of a slave, you should be the most open-minded person. You should be the most tolerated, most respectable and respected individual, bitch. But the fact is that if you are a descendant of a slave, or your ancestors were in any way, shape, or form a slave, or held in captivity of any way, and yet you hate certain people, you disrespect certain people, you're not tolerant of people that are different from you, then bitch, like I said, you're not really doing any healing work. You're not really setting anything free. You are continuing on a generational curse. And we can even talk about, you're definitely living out the experience that the oppressor wanted you to experience. You're definitely living out the sickness that the master gave you. Because if you were sick, if the master was sick, then you were sick back then. If the master had a cold and flu, bitch, you whatever. So you're reliving the sickness that the master gave you. And that's why you don't like certain people. But you're going to sit here and try to convince me that you're a spiritual person? Yeah, you haven't done no spiritual work on your lineage. Your ancestors ain't upset about being held in captivity, bitch. They'd have moved on from that. Your ancestors ain't upset about that. There's some things that some of them probably want to get back on at that point in time, but the Bible speaks about that too. You know, during the revelation, during the process of revelation, these spirits will be unlocked during the fifth seal, honey. Can we talk about it? And they will be able to have retribution, honey. Karma will be able to be put back into the system. Can we talk about that for a minute? But at this point, that's not the time. So what you should be doing is feeding your spirit, feeding your mind, and saying, I went through that, my ancestors went through that, because if they've been through that, you've been through that, and I need to get healed on that, and I want to move past that. And if you don't get healed, that's fine. But keep your ass locked up inside your fucking ass, bitch. Don't come out spewing your sickness out into the world so everybody else could be sick like you. Because a lot of us want healing. A lot of us need healing. A lot of us are still in the healing process. And what you're doing is you're feeding that sickness, and now they're going back into the same cycle they were in 250 years ago, 300 years ago, 400 years ago, and then they wonder why their life ain't going nowhere. And that's why I always tell people, I cannot sit on the phone with people, whether you are Caucasian, whether you are African American, whether you are Afro-Caribbean, I don't care. I could never sit on the phone and people, well, you know how they treat us black people, you know how they treat women, you know how they treat, and it's just like, well, what about the woman that made it out? What about the black people that made it out? And it's all about affirmations too. I am successful. I am powerful. I am prosperous. I am protected. The universe is aligned with me to where everything that I need and that I want will always be right here. Like you're out here spewing these confirmation of your spells over yourself. I'm nothing. I'm just a black woman in America. I'm just a descendant of a slave. My ancestors weren't shit. I'm not shit. So now you're putting all these curses on yourself, and then wonder why when you go do something, you feel like somebody is coming for you. Bitch, that's your own sickness, your own illusion that you need to break. That's your own yoke you need to break, because ain't nobody putting that shit on you no more, bitch. We live in the age of freedom. Hello, freeing the mind. We live in the age of still government ruling. There's still a governmental system controlling of the mind. But you being a spiritually in tune person, you got to be able to see it for what it is and step out and say, I'm not going to do it. Because there's three minds, but they only teach you two. Can we talk about it? There's three minds and they only teach you two. Can anyone say what those three minds are? I'll see how many of y'all in here got the T. Can we talk about it? Come on, Tierra Jenkins, tell you dog. Okay, hello? Yes, they were not slaves. Most of the slave owners were black. Yes, yes. And they don't know that, Tasha. They don't know that. They don't know that at all. They do not know that. They don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. And this is why a lot of black folks can't get along, because bitch, it was set up from the beginning. Just because you black don't mean that, bitch. Some of y'all came from the Congos. You didn't think that before the white man came into Africa, that Africans weren't fighting each other? Hello? I don't think y'all can hear me right there. So that whole black people got a bitch, we're not from the same tribe. We're not from the same lineage, girl. They did say the Mongoloids. Hello, can we talk about it? The Mongoloids, the Negroes, and the Aboriginals looked alike. And they put them all together. They made them all intermingle and shit. So bitch, because we look like don't mean we're from the same culture. And that's the problem. Now, black people don't stick good, girl, bye. Bitch, please. Bitch, please. You got the girl. Girl, bye. Not today. You ain't getting me together. Yeah, they'll never tell the truth. Schools are still spinning narrative that Columbus discovered America. Right. Come on. If there are still people teaching about Columbus discovered America, they should be sued civilly and criminally. I know that's right. The law of attraction. Come on, Tierra Jenkins. Yes. 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 It's about freeing your mind and the rest will follow. And that's what I loved about Abraham Lincoln. Has anybody ever sat back? You know, we had Dr. Martin Luther King. You have Malcolm X. Have you ever sat back and studied on the etymology of these names and these figures and where they came from and why certain areas during this time was attacked? Because, of course, it was a spiritual attack, and then it came onto a physical level. And, of course, a lot of stuff was distraction and shit, too. Because you have people like Al Sharpton, who was actually protesting with y'all, but was actually working against y'all as well. But we won't get into that because that's none of my business at all. That's not my business at all, bitch. You know, it is what it is. Just like you got some of these spirituals out here that act like they for y'all, but they're working against y'all. Don't give a fuck about you and your life and what you got going on, bitch. To them, they're like, oh, bitch, pity you, fuck you, bitch. Girl, bye. Right. People still get worked up about Trump. Do something about it. How about that? Do something about it, honey. You don't know it. What's the mind? Tell me the minds. They're right. People, yeah, right. People get worried about everything, Tara Jenkins. That's right. People get so worried. If you call them black and basic, they want to sue you. You call them transgender, this disgusting, they want to sue you. And it's just like freedom of speech. Like, I don't mind you having your opinion about me. Just don't try to push it on me and make me believe your lie or your delusion. Because I'm experienced, so I see things differently. I don't see, Asian people as a threat or the enemy. I don't see white people as a threat or the enemy. I don't see Hispanic people as a threat or enemy. I don't see most black people as a threat or enemy. Because at the end of the day, we know what it is. Black people are always trying to stop my ass from doing shit. Not a girl, bye. My enemies are black. Bitch, show me some white enemies. I'll wait. Please, I call you out, spirits. If you are a white man or a white woman that don't like me, come forward. Hallelujah. Let's have a talk. If you're an Asian man or Asian woman that don't like me, come forward. Because my demographics said that I got people all over Europe, Asia, Africa, the Caribbeans, and America. Come forward if you don't like me. Come on in. Bitch. But you look out here and look at these videos that I'm being attacked by. Ain't no damn white people out here doing these damn videos, bitch. And they say they teaming up with these black folks. Nigga. Let me stop. They got the same spiritual DNA as these niggas. Oh, God. Oh, come on. Okay, come forward. I know that's right. People need to just live their life and leave each other alone. That's right. That's what it's about, Tara. And you know what, Tara? The truth of the matter is that the people who spend their life worrying about the next person's life will never have a life. Because unfortunately, but fortunately, thank you, Most High, your life is your life. Your life is not shared with other people. Now, there's people that could be a part of your life, but they don't determine your success or your failures. And that is a very, very beautiful thing. Now, they could determine if you allow them to, but that's where you are your teacher. You are your master. You are who leads you. And even going into connecting to God and religion. Religions and stuff was meant to teach you about your higher self, because you are the Marys in the Bible, the Magdalenums in the Bible. You are the Abrahams. You are the Jacobs in the Bible. This is why going into biblical and also the spiritual, how you connect with these characters and use their lessons to empower yourself. You are the Maya Angelou's and so forth. So you are these things. You are these beings. These frequencies are also within you. And of course, going into the studies of Reiki and the Rachis, which people are not understanding where the word chakras even come from. The Rachis, you can do your research, RACHIS. 10,000 plus years, civilization of people, 10,000 plus years, and a lot of scientists came from them. Now, of course, people debate on where the Rachis came from. Of course, we know where they came from, East Africa, but anyway, that's not important. That is important, but it's not important. But still, they established their ground in India, Mother India. And at the end of the day, bitch, they taught you about energies. They taught you about science and also the good stuff. And then people, spent their own tip off frequencies and vibrations and all that. So that's why we say it's an oxymoron to be a spiritualist and be racist. That don't make sense. Or be spiritualist but be homophobic, or be a spiritualist and be sexist. Because at the end of the day, spirit sees spirit, and we all know that spirit is nothing but energy. And how someone's energy choose to manifest in this life and express at that point in time, that is not your concern, and it shouldn't upset you. At the end of the day, that's their energy. That's what they have to swallow in, honey. And it shouldn't concern you. But what are the three minds? Can someone tell me what are the three minds? Your great grandma would always say, "We were never slaves in my family." Self-imposed maybe, but not didn't show up on the census. I know that's right. Just me, SV. Well, believe it or not, directly speaking, on my mother's side, my family, they actually owned slaves. So, of course, Larry came in here and dropped our knowledge on the book about the South being right. But yeah, my ancestors actually owned slaves. They actually, had slaves. And even the people that worked for them were not even only Black. They also had, white workers as well. That's why I was telling people, maybe that's why my view on things are very different from people, because my family experienced things very differently. Okay, that whole shit stuff and being brought over and wrangled down and shit. As I said, it was only a couple of thousand. If you do your research about West Virginia and Virginia and Alabama and all the good stuff, as they mentioned before, certain ships were brought over into that region. You would see there was only very few people that actually survived that came over, but they already had people in that region because they looked alike. Cause see, that's where you get that whole one drop of black means you black. That's a slavement. That's a master. Ha! Come on now. That's a master syndrome of what they told the slaves. If you look like that, that's what you are. So you have Mongoloids, you had Irish people. Can we talk about it? You have Aboriginal people that look like those people. Hair texture could have been a little different. Features were different. Nose, eyes, ears. The skin was probably the fucking same, but everything else was different. And they said, that's what you are. You look like her a little bit, bitch. That's what you are. So it trickled down into, if you got a drop of blood, you black. And it's just like, okay, so, let's talk about it. Why can't it be the other way? If you got a drop of white, why can't you just be white? Why got to be the black thing? Yeah, bitch, because that's a master thing. The master taught y'all that. You got fucking masters. I don't know what they would call that. But anyway, so yes, a lot of black folks owned, or a lot of Aboriginal people owned. Because see, it goes back into you knowing your history and your ancestors knowing their worth. You have histories of people suing in the courts of America about even the word African American or Negro, where they were like, honey, I'm going to sue your ass because, bitch, I'm not a Negro, honey. According to my ancestors, bitch, I'm Aboriginal. According to my ancestors, bitch, I'm European. And they're like, what? And I tell people, back in the day, they had more black people in Europe than they had white folks. I'm just telling how it is. Do your research. That's why a lot of European-based terminology, pagan, coven, a lot of shit comes from other parts of the world. A lot of shit is very Semitic or very what they call it, Asiatic. It's very African-ish, East African, because there's different languages which people are not aware of. Anybody who's Eritrean, Ethiopian, Somalian, honey, hello, even Nigerian. Like there's different languages, honey. Can we talk about that? So, these cultures are very different. Like I said, going into that, people actually fought and said, bitch, I may look like them, but I'm not them. And then, of course, say, well, you look like him and you want the same rights as him, you gonna call it. And he said, bitch, fuck that. I don't need your money. Don't give me no assistance. Bitch, I got my own money. Do your research. Bitch, there's a book out there, matter of fact, from a man who came from East Africa who sued the courts, bitch, in 1920-something, bitch. They were trying to call him a nigga, a Negro. And he said, ha, ha, ha. No, the hell you not. No, you not. No, you not, brother. Bitch, please. Well, in order for you to get benefits from us, you better call yourself that. Well, listen, I'm not doing it. You can keep your money. I don't need no assistance from y'all. I can get my own property, bitch. Matter of fact, I think I can help you out. Let me go over. Let me write my family back home and tell them, send me some gold, send me some this and that, so I can show these motherfuckers. And see, that's also how you got into buying out the court system too. But we ain't gonna talk about that neither. That's how we ain't gonna talk about that neither, huh? We ain't gonna talk about that. That's how you go into buying out the court system. Who you doing? Okay. Nope. There's three minds. You're stubborn. I know that's right, TC. There was Moors back in humans. I know that's right. Blacks in Europe. Oh my God. Listen. Okay, so these are the three minds. No. We'll ask you every day. We'll ask you every day until you get it right. Okay. Yeah. Maybe, listen, we'll give you time to see how many minds there are, and we'll come back and we'll tell y'all what the minds are. How about that? No, fuck that. You got instinctive, intellect, and spiritual, known as the unconscious, subconscious, and conscious. Can we talk about it? So a lot of people operate from their instinctive mind and their intellectual mind, but because they're so in themselves or they're so not healed, I don't want to say it like that, they're like, well, if we have two minds and my conscious mind say this, my unconscious mind say this, so that means that I have my spiritual mind and I have my conscious mind. No, you're thinking from your instinctive, which typically comes from excuse me, your natural nature. Okay. If your mama was a con artist, you're going to be a con artist. That's your extensive mind. If your mama and daddy was thieves and liars and they abandoned people, they disrespect people, they made people ill, you're going to do the exact same thing. Going into your intellectual mind, that's your mind where you process thoughts. Not always reason, but that's where you process logic. This is where you sit back and plot and say, I think I'm going to fuck this bitch up. Oh, yeah, let me get this bitch together. Let me start Googling shit. I'm going to read. Oh, fuck her. And then, of course, you have your spiritual mind. And a lot of people, we all have a spiritual mind, but we don't always act out of that spiritual mind. A lot of people use their spiritual mind sometimes, okay? Like going into being a mother. Some people use their mind spiritually, sometimes their spiritual side of them. Going even into trying to figure people out. Like, I'm a good judgment of character. I have a good judgment. Yeah, there's your spiritual mind. But the ones who say, I don't have any spiritual power, I can't sense my spiritual power. Yeah, your spiritual mind is a little wacky, a little unbalanced. And although we all have spiritual inclinations or spiritual abilities, at the end of the day, not everybody can operate in that most of the time. And not even 50% of the time. Some people use their spiritual mind 10% of the time. Like, oh, I got a hunch something wasn't right. But you're not spiritual on anything else. You didn't know that man was cheating on you. You know that nigga was going to bring you back something. You're a spiritual bitch. You didn't know how. You didn't know that when you wrote that check, it was going to bounce. You were going to get sued by that financial corporation. You didn't know that if you switch that license plate, but you were going to get locked up for that. So when do your intuition step in? And of course, if you're intuitive as a kid, and that's why I want to say this too, your intuition doesn't get stronger the older that you become. In fact, it gets less and less and less. If you were intuitive at 40 and able to give readings, you were intuitive at 19, 18, 16, and 17. So why isn't your life an example of that? And I'm not cutting in, I'm just saying how it is. If you were spiritually inclined your whole life, because you just don't become spiritually gifted and powerful in your 40s and 50s and 60s and even 30s. Can we talk about that? Okay. An identity comes about at that age, yes, but you do not become spiritually inclined or spiritually powerful at that time. Okay. If you had it at 40, you had it when you were 19 and 20. So, bitch, why the fuck in your 20s did you do stupid shit to get your ass put behind bars? Hello? And also, speaking how we know that when you get locked up, it shuts down your mind mentally. So going into this, your spiritual mind still needs your intellectual mind and your instinctive mind to survive. Your spiritual mind by itself cannot survive, and the same thing with your instinctive mind. Your instinctive mind will not survive without the help or the influences of your spiritual mind and your intellectual mind. Now, a lot of you have gotten by with just your intellectual mind and your instinctive mind, and the spirit kind of kicked in, kind of like four-wheel drive when you needed it. But unfortunately, because you left spirit by itself and you just abandoned spirit, whether that was your doing or your ancestors doing, your mother, father, grandparents raising you doing, either way, those things have passed on, and that's why your life was not the best it could be. We are spiritual beings having a human experience, and it is our intellect and our instinctive mind that allow this to be pulled in and kept. Now, of course, you have people that have memory loss and all the good stuff. We talk about that too. That could be the spiritual mind always being there and working, because it's always there working. And then something happens to where one of those other minds fall off, maybe your intellectual mind, and then the spiritual mind step in and feed you a little bit of shit to where you have these memories. Now, sometimes these memories are accurate and sometimes the memories are inaccurate. But of course, that's what happens. So there you go. Do your research. For those of you who are into psychology, because all spiritual people should be into psychology. You cannot be a spiritual person if you're not into psychology, because your mind is a terrible thing to waste. And your mind is, in fact, the most powerful thing that you have now. So learn about that stuff. Learn about your mind, the nutrients needed for your mind to be healthy and flourishing, and how it all works. It absorbs things, but also project things. So learn about that. Instinctive mind, intellectual mind, and intuitive, or we would say, you know how they're all I-N. Get into it. How you doing? Okay. I am. Can we talk about it? Impossible, incompetent, incompetent. See that right there? I and M and I and N kind of go hand in hand. Can we talk about it? So instinctive, intellectual, and intuitive, known as your spiritual mind. And in fact, there's even subcategories to those three minds as well. Do your research, you see exactly what I mean, honey. Telling you. Spirit, always come on in. Thank you, Spirit, for coming on in here tonight. But I really got to go, y'all. Oh, shit, y'all, I got to go. Love y'all. Thank you all for coming by here. I talked out your fucking ears, bitch. I love y'all so much. Thank you guys for stopping by here. And yes, because it's only Black Americans who care enough to be that pissy. I know that's right. I know that's right, honey. I'm barely saying that, honey. Yes. Yes, honey. Who you doing? Yes, honey. Please smash the like button. Thank you, TC. Listen, you guys, I'm going to go. And you got to thank all this excitement from yerba mate, y'all. Y'all need to really get into yerba mate. Yerba mate is from the Amazons. It's a very powerful herb, very similar to, what is it? Hawashisakia, whatever. I'm getting tongue tied with it. I know how to spell the fucking word. Okay. But either way, very similar to that. It's very euphoric, very uplifting. Matter of fact, I think they give you a little history on here. Reach deep into your yerba mate culture. Your discover people have long gathered Mbimbi mate to awaken the mind, perform extraordinary feats, and to exchange confidences. Even Yari, the mythical goddess of mate, decrees in the symbol of friendship. We've always believed there was a magical tree in the rainforest with powers to unite and energize. Come to life with the high energy infusion brewed from the mighty emerald green mate leaves. Guayaquil's mission is to steward and restore 200,000 acres of rainforest and create over 1,000 living wages jobs. So yerba mate is very spiritual, y'all. And this is one of the tips and tricks that I do to access my ancient wisdom. How you doing? So shout out to yerba mate for allowing me. Well, we're going to say shout out to Guayaki for allowing me to enjoy this beautiful herb. And give my people what they need without that nastiness. Because yerba mate is very nasty. Yes, it's very nasty, bitch. But we could definitely do it in a can like this. And this is actually flavored blue Euphoria. But anyway, so this is one of my things I use to access my spiritual tea. And this is how I get my spiritual enlightenment. Some of y'all do this weed and shit, but we know that marijuana, marijuana, Motha, whatever the tongue is, we know that this thing causes depression, paranoia, and also psychosis. Do your research on that. So anyway, we're going to go, honey. And thank y'all for stopping on by here today. Yes, hell, Yari, the yerba mate queen. I know that's like, come on, Yari. How you doing? Anyway, thank y'all for stopping by here, honey. And I really got to go. Woo, woo, woo. Bye, everybody. 2inspiratedinvestigator@gmail.com about question, products, and services. And like I said, I will be coming back over the next few days, y'all. The next few days about because I get so many emails, y'all, about people wanting to do past life regressions, wanting to do ancestral work because they want to heal things. They want to step into their new life and I'm under a generational curse. How can we break this? Let's break this yoke. So I'm going to be giving you tools, not just for me to do the tools for you, but also I want to say this too. Someone used to hit me up, y'all, and they used to hit me up and they used to actually come to me before I was offering services to people. They used to come to me and they would say, I want healing on multiple levels. And I used to actually go get them things and pray over it, like beads and stuff, and make them prayer beads and make them necklaces and bracelets and earrings and stuff. And now I don't do that on a regular, but of course I'm a very creative person. So that person needed that much healing that I'm like, they need this stuff on them, on their body. And of course, a lot of people out there that make jewelry and stuff out of crystal and stuff, they want so much fucking money for that shit. Like it's so amazing how the $80, $100, and there's no tea, no shade with that. But there's people that make genuine jewelry and bracelets and stuff that sell stuff for like a third of that cost. So going into that, that's why I said I want to offer tools for everybody because they were hitting me up about getting them bracelets and stuff and infusing it. And a lot of people don't know this too, but there's processes. Like you look online at how to make oils and stuff. I was telling this to my friend. I'm really going to be gone after this. I was talking about this with my friend who's also a very spiritual person. And I told her they got videos out there of how to make your own oils and shit, like how to make your own Oshun oils and all that good stuff. But they don't tell you the real process. Like a lot of these oils you cannot just make from a burner on your stove. A lot of these oils you cannot make from just putting the herb in oil and sitting it outside. Some of these oils you have to bury outside for 21 days. Some of these oils, they have to be in the mountains for 15 days. Some of these oils have to be buried, in dark soil, in red soil. Some of these herbs or oils have to be buried in the desert. Like each thing requires different things. And that's what I tell people, like every situation is different and no situation is the same. And that even goes into casework. Your energy is going to be very, very different from the next person who hit me up. So my caseworks are very different, and even going into energy and stuff. And I always say this, people hit me up that who bought oils, and they're like, yeah, your oil was so powerful. I felt that energy. And of course, because it's not just me taking my oils and putting it on my stove or putting it on a burner or putting it out in the sun. Like there's a process. Even going into some of the herbs have to. And that's why even when it comes to my oils, some people it has taken me 3 weeks to make their oils, because it's not just process of making it, it's actually the process of infusing it and empowering it. Some herbs have to be prayed over for a certain amount of time. Some herbs have to be buried in a white cloth underground, as I said before. Some herbs have to be soaked. Some herbs have to be soaked and then dehydrated again. Some herbs have to sit out in the sun for a certain amount of time before it's then infused and powered and then added to the oil. Then the oil have to be infused and powered. Then it takes certain oils to be infused. Like you cannot make all oils from just olive oil and vegetable oil. There's a reason why olive oil is used in magic. There's a reason why coconut oil is used. There's a reason why avocado oil is used. There's a reason why carrot seed oil is used. There's a reason why black seed oil is used. So there's different reasons to why these oils are used. And as I said before, yes, magic comes from within, but these tools are used to help empower you, kind of like a teacher. Yes, a teacher is powerful in what they do, but they also need tools like books to references and the projector and the classroom to become empowered. Like they can have all the knowledge that they have up in here. They still need tools to help display that and project that. So going into that, that's why going into what I do, I'm very passionate what I do, I'm very experienced in what I do. And like I said, real shit takes time, and real shit is not rushed, and real shit has to come from a passionate place. So I have to discuss that because, like I said, me and a friend, we were kind of talking about that, and she was kind of like, yeah, you Google and you find recipes on making love oil and chuparosa oil and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, that is so true, but I don't know why they don't tell you the whole story. And very similar to these books out here on spiritual stuff, like they tell you, and that's why it's so important to find you a spiritual teacher who is not a self-proclaimed spiritualist. I have been initiated into many organizations. I've been a part of people that have been in other organizations that you cannot just join or get into because I was not born into it. And I've had experiences with them. We've shared and compared, and I call it compare and contrast notes. So what I teach you is something I've actually experienced and that I actually know. I did not read in a book to then, regurgitate what I read and give you my own spin to stuff. So that's the difference between coming to someone like me versus going on and Googling shit and going to a video that offer free services on how to do candle work and all that. Because a lot of that stuff is what they read, and they're giving you what they read, but they're not telling you that the culture of ancient Egypt burnt their candles very different from the culture of ancient Asia. Then I tell you that ancient Americans burnt their candles very differently too. They didn't even tell you why candle magic is so powerful. They're not going to tell you because they don't know. They're going to go by what they read. Well, fire, the element of fire. But yeah, candle go in a whole bunch of other shit, the wax, the color, the herbs you're putting out, why candles should be, prayed and all that. And I always tell people this too. When you go to these spiritual shops and you buy these candles that are already made and stuff, you know their power by when you touch them. If you touch these candles, and that's why it's so important before you go to spiritual shops to do cleanses on yourself and to pray and meditate. When you go into these shops and you touch these stuff, you're going to feel the power of what you should be getting. Not know you get it because it's there, or they're telling you, hey, buy that candle. Because a lot of these shops, mom and pop stores, and that's why I say I'm not really a fan of them. That's why I go to the small cities like Visalia, California, and Sassoon, and just these little cities, because these people are really into nature. They know what they're doing. When you go to these larger cities like Sacramento and Modesto and LA and stuff, these people are in it for the commercialized of it. So they're only in it for production. But with these shops in these places, it's about, before you come in to buy product from me, let me give you a reading, let me give you a cleanse. So that's going to be about $300. And then let me sell a product to you that you probably really don't need. at the end of the day, because a lot of this stuff is self-inflicted. And that's why when I tell people you're cursed or whatever is self-inflicted, they go, what? I never heard of that. Like, what does it self-infliction mean? You never heard of that? And you've been getting readings done from people for 30 years? What kind of readers have been reading you? Because at the end of the day, a lot of your curses and a lot of your obstacles are self-inflicted because you're not wise enough and or healed enough to reach out and get information. So it's kind of like you being in a hole of quicksand, not knowing that how quicksand moves. You try to reach to get out. And the more you try to fight it, the more the quicksand pull your ass in. And that's what it goes down with the spiritual work too. You're not healed enough. You don't have enough knowledge to even get yourself out that hole. So you reach out to people to help you, not still educating yourself on how to do it. And then you thought they helped you get out, but in fact, you're in a deeper hole. So now before you know it, you're doing a cleanse every other month. Before you know it, you gave this person $30,000 in a period of 1 year for doing spiritual services because they really was not helping you. And that's why I offer classes and products. So like I said, when people hit me up and they try to be like, oh, well, I went to another spiritualist and got oil. It didn't take this long. And I went to another spiritualist and got oil. It didn't smell like it. And it's just like, well, I can't speak for that spiritualist at the end of the day. Maybe that spiritualist, put some synthetic jasmine fragrance oil in it instead of actually using the flower and getting that fragrance naturally. Maybe the person used dye and shit to dye the oil to make it seem like there's another color there. Like, I don't know what their experience is, but I know for me, herbalism, herbology, bitch, that's one of my major areas of study that I'm still studying, that I'm looking up different herbs and how to use them medicinally and spiritually and what's poisonous, what's not poisonous and all the good stuff. And so I know how herbs work. I know how to empower that, going into my history of my ancestors, shamanism, and being connected to herbs. One of my gifts is being able to root working. A root worker is not just someone who knows about herbs and can use them. Herbs have to be awakened, they have to be empowered, and they have to be, brought to life, kind of like weave and wigs and shit. Yes, the extensions you put on is definitely dead hair, but a lot of people have beautiful extensions in hair because that weaveologists know how to revive and give power to that fucking hair to where you think it's real hair coming out the fucking scalp. And the same thing with herbs. So everybody is not root workers. Everybody's not spiritualists. Everybody's not readers because they got tarot cards. Like if you have the ability to divinate, bitch, you can do that on multiple levels, not just with tarot cards. And even going into somebody I gave a reading to who comes on here, I won't say your name, but she was like, how did you pick that up about my son and you don't have his birthday or his picture? And I'm like, why would I need your son's birthday or picture to do a reading on him? Well, I mean, the other spiritualists I went to, they said I got to have a picture and da-da-da-da. I'm like, well, that's them. But I go by energy, bitch, at the end of the day. And I'm telling you what I'm feeling energetically, even going into Zodiac, bitch, it's a Taurus. Bitch, who you know that's a Taurus, an earth sign. Capricorn, Taurus, or motherfucking, what's the other earth sign? Virgo, bitch. Yeah, it's an earth sign. It's a male. Very strong masculine energy, blah, blah, blah. And then it's, well, I'm just trying to figure out how did you pick that up? None of your damn business. How about that? Just know I gave you your answer, bitch. Was it accurate or not? It was accurate. I just want to know. None of your damn business, bitch. You wanted to know the reading. I gave you the reading. Keep it pushing. Anyway, so there you go. Okay. Yes, honey. Always have requirements for criteria. This is not a mom and pop court. That's right. Now, a lot of people operate on that. Somebody came to me from another state. I won't say no names. They went to a mom and pop shop, and the spiritualists they were working with were claiming to be a spiritualist for 30 plus years. I'm not gonna knock her. And she gave me the oil, and the oil was like money oil or something. And I'm smelling the oil, and I'm like, this is very synthetic. And I'm just like, let me have this. And she's like, I can give you some, but I won't give it to you. So we end up getting off the little ball, and I took some of the oil, put a little vial. They sell these little vials where I live at for like 50 cents. And I kept that oil, and I'm smelling it, and I'm just meditating with it, just pulling it into my body, see exactly what it was. And everything that was in that oil, I was able to break down what it was. And 97% of that oil was synthetic. And I actually told her, I said, this is exactly why your shit ain't working, because that person makes these oils just to make money. They're not making these oils to share their blessing, because when it comes down to love oils and prosperity oils and healing oils, because I'm making it, I'm sharing my energy and my frequency with you. So someone who's making these oils just to make money, They're not doing that. They're seeing it as, oh, this money making opportunity, and they're actually possibly taken from you. So I told her, this is why you've been buying these oils for 10 years and you ain't got shit. And yet, yes, the person's telling you that it's a process to get $50,000 richer, but you're not even $10,000 richer. You've been doing this work for how long? Okay, so 3 years of doing this work, you've been buying oils from this person about money for 3 years, and you're still doing the same thing, pop locking and dropping, still a sideline bitch, ain't find you no main motherfucker. So anyway, we're not gonna cut in on her. But I told her, I was like, yeah, that shit is fake. You need to get into the real shit. So, like I said, you can do your research on that, or you come to someone like me who's done the research, who put they all into the oils and shit they do. $14, $30. I think my most expensive oil is $50 because the oud oil is real natural oud. It comes from a place that's been prayed upon, blessed, and all the good stuff. Then I pray upon, I blessed it, I put your tea in it. So either way, that's still a very good price for that oil. And of course, a little bit goes a long way. Those little vials of oil that I be charging $30 for, that lasts for a very long time. The oil can last you for 6 months to a year. Like a little bit goes a long way. So that's it. I'm really gonna go now. Love and light, everybody. I wanted to cook, but I can't. I gotta go eat out now. Love and light, honey. Yes, learning the scientific properties of each herbal oil and how they should be mixed. Exactly. And not just scientifically, but also spiritually. Learning, because a lot of spiritual stuff is actually scientifically proven, because of course you got to come from it from two perspectives. Like I said, nothing is one-sided. Okay, and we have three minds, right? And we could say even the heart and the mind having its own little frequency and stuff. But you got to come from things from a duality, from both sides, seeing both sides of the story. Even where they say it's three sides to a story: your story, her story, and the truth. Hello, where did the truth come from? The spiritual mind. Your story probably comes from the intellect or the extensive, and the same thing with the other motherfucker. So this is where that comes from. But going into that, you got to know things scientifically and how this could be applied to you spiritually. As I said before, even candle colors. Candles could be worked on a positive aspect and a negative aspect. Going into yellow, like you read about yellow and they say yellow is attractive, yellow is love, yellow is devotion, yellow is connected to the sun, it's also connected to Mercury, blah, 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 depends on who you hear from. But also, yellow has some very negative, nasty shit. You could fuck somebody up with a yellow candle. Everybody go for the black candle because a lot of these followers who are self-proclaimed spiritualists tell you about how powerful negative black candles are. But black candles are actually used for good things as well. You can actually use black candles to find love. You can use black candles to heal your body. You use black candles to disconnect and resolve issues within your life. Like black candles are very powerful energy. It can be used for negative or positive. Same thing with yellow. It can be negative or positively used. So that's what the importance of knowing things scientifically and spiritually of how to apply it. Now, if you look at things only from scientific point of view, then you're only going to see the positive aspects of the yellows and the purples and the pinks and the blues. And then if you look at it from, there, one-sided, you only know the positive. If you look at it from the flip side, then you will know exactly that black candles could be a blessing or a curse, white candles could be a blessing or a curse, red candles could be a blessing or a curse, etc., etc. So it's about not just scientifically, but spiritually. If this crystal cleanses the aura and empowers the aura, then spiritually, how can I use it? Well, I can use this to amplify because it's clear, and because if I add something clear to black, it's still black. But in fact, you add it into things that even though this, just using that as an example, you have, a clear oil and you mix it with a green oil. The oil is green, so it's powerful on its own. This clear oil is going to be powerful as well. You now mix in the power of the clear oil into the green, but the power of the green is still there, but you've now amplified it with the clear. Same thing with spiritual and with anything. It's about adding in, understanding exactly what is what, breaking it down, and how to apply it to your situation. So that's what I said. Magic is not easy. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes time. And also, going into people that have these 2-day, 3-day rituals and, they're done and all the good shit. It's no way. It's no way, especially when you're doing work for other people. It takes you about 3 days to prepare for the work. So someone sent you their work on a Monday to get done, and you're already done by Wednesday. Something ain't right. Because it takes you 3 days to get in. You have to go into your own stuff, get your own insight, see exactly what is being said, what's not being said, and how to apply it to what you're doing. So, like I said, that's to separate self-proclaimed spiritualists from spiritualists who are actually spiritualists. And like I said before, if you're not psychic, you cannot be taught how to be a psychic. You could be taught how to enhance your psychic abilities, but you cannot be taught how to be a psychic. If it's not meant for you to be a lawyer, bitch, it is what it is. If you do not have no legal or any type of historian spirits of you, bitch, you're not going to be a good lawyer. Okay, bitch, I don't care what nobody say. If the spirits are not with you, bitch, you can go to school, you can pass a bar exam. Bitch, there's a lot of lawyers out there that pass a bar exam and they're not successful lawyers. They're not making no money. They don't have any clients. Because like I said before, it is what it is. Same thing with this. There's a lot of spiritualists out there that don't have any clients. They're never going to have any clients. And that's why they did a little other scam shit, because it's not who you are. It's not meant for you. There's a lot of people out here that are claiming to be readers and all they do is read tarot. Anybody can read a fucking tarot card, bitch, based off the instructions given. But I want you to tell me how that card relates to me. That's what I want. Tell me how that card relates to me. The Empress card came up, the Hermit card came up, bitch, and the Five of Pentacles came up. How does it relate to me? Because the Empress card, the Hermit card, and the fucking Five Pentacles card could be dealing with me, a woman that I might be seeing, and a man who's trying to come in and teach my ass a lesson. So can you tell me what sign he is? Because the Five of Pentacles also deal with seasons. Can we talk about it? The Empress card also deals with seasons and feminine and masculine energy. Can we talk about that for a minute? Going even into the Hermit card. So it's not just the Hermit card means that you're slow and you like to sit and think about shit. Like, okay, seasonally speaking, if I ask you something about when I'm going to be prosperous, how do these cards relate to that? Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that, girl. Let me go. Let me go, honey. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. Love and light. Trey Spirit, me say good night, CJ Taylor. Yes, honey. Thank you, God, honey. Love you all. Bye, bye, bye. Thank you all for stopping by here, honey. Trey Spirit, me say gmail.com. Trey Spirit, me say .blogspot.com. Bye.